Welcome to Seneca Indians Football, live on kneo.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. This is your home for every sack, interception, and touchdown. Now let's join Seth Wilson, Ben Walcott, and Daryl Harbaugh live on location.
Good evening and welcome to Seneca Indian Football. We're coming live to you from the Valley at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. Seneca comes into tonight's contest with a 5-0 record as they defeated Aurora last week 57-7. They host the Carl Junction Bulldogs tonight in non-conference action, a former Big 8 matchup that goes back several years. We'll get more into that just a little bit later on. I'm Seth Wilson, joined by Ben Walcott and Coach Daryl Harbaugh. And Carl Junction coming in with a 4-1 record. They faced off last year after the first time since 2015, to be exact. Seneca winning up at Carl Junction last year by a score of 56-7. Ben, Seneca got into turbo clock mode last week against Aurora in the third quarter. The offense was humming. It's always nice to get some of those younger guys in on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets them some more experience and gets them ready for when it's their turn. And, you know, injuries have proven you're going to have bumps and bruises, especially by the time you get to week 6. So if their name gets called, it's good for them to have that experience already and get some playing time on a Friday night.
Yeah, it's always great to have your guys come in and play Friday night so that way they can be ready to go when it's their turn whenever they get those upperclassmen. And that's kind of the way Coach Hilburn's built a program, letting those younger guys get all the reps they can on Monday night, whether it be in a freshman game or JV game, so that way when it comes their turn on when they're junior or senior, they're ready to go. And Coach, these two have met off and on for the last 100 years, dating back to 1922. Seneca holds a 42-20-2 record. We know that CJ is always going to bring a battle every year. Tonight should be no exception as far as these two battling out on the football field.
You know, CJ was one of our biggest rivals when they were in the Big 8. They weren't that big a school yet, and they were our same size. They weren't that big a school yet. And just hear about the late 80s and the 90s, they just started exploding over there. The population did, more housing development, and of course they rose above the 3A and into the 4A. Into the 4A level. But yeah, it was always a dogfight. They always had good teams, and they was always well coached.
And Coach, I think it's Buckmaster that used to be there until recently. Now he's over in Wyandotte doing good things with the Wyandotte program over there in Oklahoma, just about 10 miles to our west. But Carl Junction, big team, athletic team. Like I said, 4-1 record. The only losses on the season is to Logan Rogersville a couple weeks ago. And that was a fairly close game. I think a 2-score game maybe?
41-34 or 35.
Okay, so 1-score game. So a fairly close contest between those two schools, both of them being in Class 4. And so I'm sure they'll see each other down the road somewhere if it gets that way. I don't know what the districts look like.
I was going to say they're in the same district as well. That is a very jumbled up district because Matt County's in it. They're 3-2. Monette's in it. They're 3-2. Marshfield's in it. I think they're 3-2. Logan Rogersville is 4-1, and CJ's 4-1. Bolivar is the only team in that district that doesn't have a winning record, and they're 2-3.
That's a pretty powerful district if you look at it that way. Man, that is a stacked district for sure. We're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors: People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options, including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online, campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
And we welcome you back here to the Valley, Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium in Seneca, Missouri. And let's recap last week's game against Aurora. Seneca had to come out and play defense first. Well, they went right to work. Aurora tried to go for just a quick hit and deep ball downfield. Blaze Graham was able to retreat, read the quarterback's eyes, and pick the pass off. 6 plays later, Roman Miller found the end zone, and the Indians never trailed. The defense went to work again, forcing a 3-and-out. However, the Indians fumbled the ball right back to them just 1 play later, and Aurora went on a long drive. They took up 3:20 off the clock, but came up just short with the Indians standing strong with their backs against the wall at their own 18. Just 2 plays later, Probert took a quarterback keeper to the left side, went 82 yards to the end zone, and the lead was 13-0 at that point. Aurora got their only score of the night after a couple missed tackles, and it was a 1-score game. Seneca then went on their longest drive of the first half, 8 plays covering 52 yards and 4 minutes off the clock, and Miller had his second score of the night. Another 3-and-out by the Indians defense forced a punt. 2 plays later, Probert connected with Graham, making the score 27-7. Another Aurora possession, another punt. Miller found pay dirt again on a 6-play drive, making the score 35-7, and they would add another tally in the first half to make it 43-7 at the half. Miller scored 1 more time in the second half, and Davidson also added a score in the second half as well, the Indians winning 57-7. Ben, everyone knows that Seneca is going to run the ball. If you look at their stats, it's predominantly run. After Probert being so efficient last week in the first half, going 7 for 8 for over 100 yards, 2 scores through the airs, what does that do for the Seneca offense going forward?
Well, you just think about the play-action pass. It sucks those safeties up. You saw it even in the game against Monette where, unfortunately, there was a drop ball there late, but it sucks those safeties up, and it leaves guys wide open. And the other thing it does is it means that if you're going to put 8, 9, 10 guys in the box, you're going to have some one-on-ones, and I trust Seneca's one-on-ones a lot more than other teams.
We talk about pulling those safeties up like that so much with the run game. Now you got your pass game. Does that – because a lot of times Coach Hilurn likes to play numbers where they're only leaving 1 guy left unguarded, and that's what our running backs have to miss. Do you see that coming as an advantage for the Indians being able to pass the ball a little bit more? Maybe they'll sit back. Maybe the run game will give them more, I don't know if you could say more efficient. But
right. They're pretty efficient as
it is.
But, yeah, I mean, like you said, it just probably is a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare when you get the running game and the passing game going at the same time for the Seneca team. And I'm sure – anybody that faces Seneca probably sees them in their sleep for the 5 or 6 days beforehand, and then probably a couple days after as well. And, it also just takes a little bit of pressure off of Probert. I know Probert's still handling the rock, but it takes a little bit of pressure off Probert, off of Miller as well, and they're not getting hit as much, and they can do a better job on the pass blocking, pass protecting for them. As well.
So it's nice to see the passing game going. I think that was actually a question I asked him, Coach Hilurn, prior to the game last week in our coaches show, and he said, yeah, we've got stuff in there every single week. We've just never had to get to it, and now they got to it last week when they needed to, and they did a good job of exploiting Aurora where they could in the secondary. Defensively, they put up a nice game, forcing 1 turnover. They also forced 4 3-and-outs. Coach, what seems to be the strength of the defense to get off the field on 3rd down, off 4th down?
Well, we've all predicated to the last few years is speed. That's what they've been trying to focus on, speed on the field. And if you got linebackers that can run, defensive linemen that can run, you've got everybody that can move. It makes it tough on offenses to run wide or run up the middle because we've got the speed to stop, react to whatever they're doing.
So the team's speed has dramatically increased.
Yes.
Coach Hilurn, since he started here in 2021, that's all we've seen, we've talked about defensively, is how much quicker our team has got. Some of that's going to come from weight room programs. Some of that's going to come from all-season conditioning, and he's kind of got the guys on the right track.
Well, you mentioned the speed. It always seems like sideline to sideline, Seneca's not going to get beat. If they're going to get beat, it's going to be up the middle. And you saw it last week on the one Aurora touchdown. It's because Hunter Haynes missed a tackle. He came shooting down the gap, and he had that kid in his sights. He just missed him. And so sideline to sideline, I don't know if you're going to find a ton of teams that have better speed than Seneca. It's just a question of, if they can make a miss.
I want to take a pause just right now as you have Coach Sill out there on the 50-yard line. He's getting recognized by Misha for his wrestling coaching I can't hear everything that's going on with the public address announcer. We got a MSHA rep out there, Missouri State High School Activity Association rep out there, giving him a plaque as Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I was going to say that's Daryl Bradley, originally from Monette, but Jeff Sill is the National Coach of the Year for wrestling, not national, Missouri Coach of the Year for wrestling for the state of Missouri.
So we want to certainly congratulate Coach Jeff Sill and his accomplishments. He's been here for a long time, does a lot of good things with the wrestling program, and that trickles all the way down to the youth programs as well. Speaking of youth, it is youth night here tonight at Seneca at Tom Hodge Field, and so you can see him down there on the end zone lining up. I don't know if our cameraman Landon's up there or not. He can see Coach Sill. Anyway, it is youth night here tonight, and they're lining up on the left end zone as well. But we want to certainly congratulate Coach Sill and his accomplishments as being Coach of the Year. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors: People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District: tradition, pride, class.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
Amory Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amory Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field. We're going to send it down on the field as Coach Harbaugh's got Coach Jeff Sill down there. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, one of the better coaches in the area. Best coach that's ever been here at Seneca, too, is Jeff Sill. He's been a softball coach, wrestling coach, and he's always done a great job over the years. Coach, I mean, you have words of what it's like to be here and be a part of Seneca.
It's just a great honor and privilege, to coach. Just the tradition, pride in class, and I don't have to ever question the kids' efforts. And this is a great honor, but it's it's not why I coach. And I'm accepting this just for our wrestling program. So it's awesome.
Coach Seal's down here. I'm going to let him go right now. He's going to be with his family here, and I know Coach Seal personally, and he's an emotional guy, and that's what makes him a great coach. And everybody knows it. All the kids knows it as well. So,
Coach Seal. Yeah, Coach Seal definitely one of the great guys. When I go interview Coach Hilurn, he's always in there and they're swapping out where they're at on the day as far as duties, and he's always giving us a hard time. So it's always a lot of fun to have Coach Seal around. I'm sure those wrestling boys love having him around. They're always competitive. They're always good kids too that he's got, and they always have a lot of success at the district level, at the state level, year in and year out. Andrew Manley, state wrestling champion a couple years ago. Brant Laughlin, who's our safety and our backup quarterback, he was undefeated last year as a sophomore and won it all. So definitely a lot of tradition in the wrestling program as well, a lot of pride in the wrestling program as well, and a lot of class in that wrestling program as well.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, last year, state runner-ups for the wrestling program. It's been a little while since they've gotten a state championship, but, to get a state runner-up is nothing to sneeze about either.
Yeah, they're definitely great. And I didn't want to leave anybody else out. I know I mentioned those state champions. Those are the ones that just come right off the top of my head right there. Had Isabella Renfro a couple years ago. Isabella Renfro just dominated at the state level. She was so much fun to watch. And then Jace up there finishing the top as well. Nolan Napier finishing the top as well. Blaine Fritch, those. I mean, there's just so many guys that come through that wrestling program that just do a good job for Coach Hill, and he coaches them upright to do a really good job and brings a lot of pride to the Seneca community as well as the football team. All right, back to football. It's time for the Southwest shout-out. Last week, we gave a shout-out to the ranked teams in Southwest Missouri. This week, we're going to shout out to the Seneca Indian cheerleaders. This past weekend, they had another regional win at Liberty High School. The girls left after the homecoming game Friday night, went to Liberty to prepare for regionals, and qualified to go into the state championship, where they'll be going for the 6th consecutive state championship. I believe it's 6. I know there were 5. I think
I'm
it's
pretty
6.
sure you're right that they had 5 straight and looking for number 6.
They are coached by Holly Schulte, and the members include Maddie Allman, J.C. Bard, Kaylee Cotton, Chloe Darnell, Abigail Elliott, Hallie Garrett, Bianca Golden, Riley Hamilton, Cordy Hancock, Addison Harrison, Audra Harrison, Mia Hatfield, Hadley Hilburn, Savannah Johnson, Jolie King, Isabella Langford, Kinley Laughlin, I hope I get this one right, Quincy Mantle, Emery Mars, Juliana Marshall, Alexa McDade, Ellie Olson, and Peyton Testament. So congratulations to those girls. That is a lot of cheerleaders, but, man, Seneca, that's something else. Something else that brings a lot of pride to the community is how good our cheerleading squads are year in and year out. I don't know how many state championships. I know it's 6 in a row, but they've got more than that.
5 in a row, looking for number 6.
Looking for number 6, right? But they've got more than 6 as a squad over the years. So we want to congratulate them and wish them best of luck. I believe the state championships for cheerleading is probably around district championship time.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. And I mean, Seth, you think about it. There are some cheerleaders that have come through Seneca that don't know anything other than a state championship, and that's unheard of.
Yeah, that is kind of wild for sure. It's time for Seneca by the numbers. 2,489 total yards, 51 passing yards per game, 447 rushing yards per game, and 4 forced turnovers. That was hard to say for some reason. But anyway, we'll take a break. We come back, we'll have the senior spot, and after that, we'll come back after the senior spot. You're listening to Seneca Indian Football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
We're here with Pregame, and it's time for 60 Seconds with the Seneca Indian. And your favorite sport other than football?
Probably track or golf.
And what position would you want to play on the football field other than the position you play now?
Quarterback, because it's fun to throw the ball.
And what is your favorite food?
Chicken wings.
And what's your favorite hobby outside of sports?
Probably video games.
And who's your favorite sports team?
Kansas City Chiefs.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Justin Jefferson.
And what's your favorite subject in school?
I'd say math.
Okay, and what are your plans after high school?
Go play college football and get into engineering.
And who is your role model?
My brother.
And if you could tell your family one thing, what would you want to tell them?
I love y'all.
All right, that's been 60 Seconds with Blaze Graham.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Let me welcome you back here to the pregame show. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. It's time for the blast from the past. Last week, we looked at the team from 1956. This week, we're going to look at the team from 1999. Now, that team finished 3-8. However, it's a team that won a district championship back in the 90s, back in the 1900s, I always like to say. Back in the 1900s, you won the last 3 games of your regular season. That was your district, and you went on to the state playoffs. While their record wasn't something that was just overly glamorous, they won that district championship, and they were there in the game for a majority of their games. They're within a few points. They opened the season against Prairie Grove, losing 7-20. Then they faced Mack County, falling 19-21. They played Lamar, lost by 3, 21-24. Up next was Cassville. They managed a field goal, falling 3-13. The next loss was against Neosho, falling 20-21. Then East Newton got the better part of them, 28-35. They fell to a tough Aurora squad, which went on to win the state championship that year, 6-28. But like I said, you win those last 3 games, you're going to be district champ. That's what Seneca did, defeating Monette 36-14. They defeated rival Mount Vernon in week 9, 21-20. Evan Bates scored in the first quarter, and Mount Vernon was able to tie it up in a long pass. In the second quarter, Seneca was shut out and trailed 20-7 at the half. It was all Indians in the second half, though, as the defense shut out the Mountaineers, and Clint Grimmett had a 10-yard run in the third quarter, and Evan Bates had a 1-yard run in the fourth quarter, and the extra point put Seneca on top, 21-20. Notable also in that game, Ben Blair had 15 carries for 139 yards. Then in week 10, needing a win to keep the season alive, they faced off against Carl Junction, and they needed a field goal to win that one, and they got it 10-7, defeating Carl Junction to move on to the state playoffs. They lost in the first round to Oak Grove, though, 35-7. We want to salute the 1999 team of Seneca, another great team of Seneca's history of tradition, pride, and class. We'll be back with the other senior spotlight and the coaches show right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. It seems to happen every football season. A player is about to score a touchdown, but they lose focus and drop the ball before they actually cross the goal line. In our own lives, we often get distracted and lose focus on what's most important. Instead of focusing on the end zone, we get caught up in worldly pursuits or worldly troubles. When we aren't focused on God first, it's like walking into the end zone without the ball. It's pointless. Instead of being distracted, anxious, and impatient, we can hold on to the promise of Matthew 6:33. But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. As we seek what's important to God, everything else finds its proper place, and we have all we need in Him. Today, are we dropping the ball because we've lost focus, or are we seeking God above all else? I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to thesportsdevotional.com.
It's time for the Cody Hilburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. Now here's Seth Wilson and head coach Cody Hilburn.
Here with Coach Hilburn, and after doing some research last week, you're the fastest coach to 50 wins in Seneca football history. Coach Hodge made there in his 6th season at the helm. Having got to know you over this last 5 seasons, I'm sure mentality is who's next, day by day, 1% every single day. But have you taken any time to soak in the fact that you made it to this point and reflected on what it means to come back to your hometown and have the success you've had?
Probably the short answer is no. You just have such limited time to get ready for the next week. But in looking at this question today, it means a ton to me. I think any time that you get to do this at your hometown, that's extra special. And you made mention of Coach Hodge. The cool thing for me is I still work side by side with Coach Hodge, and there's a reason Coach Hodge had the success that he did, and there's not a Friday night that goes by that I don't get a text from Coach Hodge. And we could play awful, we could play great, but I'm going to get a text from Coach Hodge. And if anybody ever wonders why the guy had the success he did, it's because he had a way to always put others first, and he continues to encourage me in my path right here. And I'm just happy to be a part of it and get an opportunity to carry on the tradition that was laid by him.
Defensively, this last Friday night, you guys only gave up the 1 touchdown, forced 4 3-and-outs, allowed just 8 first downs, with 4 of them coming against the second string late in the game. We saw a bit more pressure with Graham and Adams and Miller walking up to the line of scrimmage at times to show blitz. Was that a defensive adjustment you guys made in the game, or did it kind of depend on the formation that you saw in film and you guys had the extra help in the box with Graham?
Now, that was some game plan stuff throughout the week. I made comment that we're still trying to figure out our personnel. And you think it's week 5, week 6, that you should have it figured out by now. But, we had a couple guys out, and we want to put our guys in the best position possible. And if that's us having to change some schemes and probably a little bit of philosophy of what we'd like to do, we're going to do it. And we did some stuff differently defensively. And I thought Coach Crane and our defensive staff had a really good week of implementing that game plan. Our kids came out and executed.
Last week we talked about having a little bit more of an aerial attack if you guys get to that in your playbook, and you said, it just kind of depends. We have stuff for situation, but never came up. This last week, you guys were able to go a little bit of 2-minute drill. Probert was 7-8 on the night, which is similar how we saw the passing game open up against Aurora with Klaus last year. What does that do for your offense going forward, adding more depth and more to your offensive repertoire?
Yeah, I know we haven't used it a ton, but I've felt really good about it. We rep it a ton in practice. We do 2-minute drill every week. We have a team pass period on Wednesdays. We work on stunts and all those things, and it's looked really good. And it's just hadn't presented the opportunity to use it, or we haven't needed to use it. But we felt really good about it being there. Brody's doing a tremendous job understanding our scheme in the passing game. Our receivers are running good routes right now. It was good to see them go out and execute there right before the half.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Hosting Carl Junction this week, we saw them run a similar offense to Seneca last year. They returned a good quarterback in Gilbert, quick physical back in Lopez Derman. What are you guys doing up front on the defensive line to go up against the big guys to slow down Gilbert and Lopez Derman?
Well, I'm telling you, it's going to be a tough week. I think they averaged 260 pounds up front and got a Division I offensive tackle and then a running back that is one of the best in the area. So, yeah, we got our hands full there, but it is what we pride ourselves on. And I think at the end of the year, you want to look back at games that you can pull from, and you got the Monette game where you're spread out, and the Veda game where you get the single wing. Well, this is another week that at some point we're going to see another big offensive line that we got to go win the line of scrimmage, and we've got to be great at tackling a good running back, and that's our identity. That's who we want to be. So it'll be a good test on Friday night.
We saw the ability of Gilbert last year to pass and the ability of receivers to go up and make some plays last week against Hillcrest. What's the preparation look like for those guys in the secondary this week?
Yeah, I think it starts with stopping the run. If they're able to run the ball and then mix in pass and they're not one-dimensional, we're going to have our hands full. We're probably in trouble. So we got to stop the pass and then we got to stop the run and put them in passing downs. And then hopefully be able to give our DBs some help. And if we have to cover them one-on-one all night, it's going to be tough. Our guys, and there's going to be times we have to do that, and they got to go make plays. But ideally, you come out and you put them in 3rd and long, 4th and long, and we're able to get in the right defense we want to be in, and then that makes it easier on those guys.
Defensively, they ran a 4-2 look against Hillcrest last week. Last year, they started out with a 5-man front against our offense. Are you expecting multiple fronts from them this week on defense?
They will situationally play some different fronts, but I think that 4-2 look is who they want to be, and they have the personnel to do it this year. I think last year they were kind of like us, trying to figure out, who they were defensively. This year, they've got some guys on the defensive line that are one-way players, for one, and you gain an advantage there. But they're good. They're very good on their defensive line. I would say that's the strength of their defense. So much like us on the other side of the ball, I think that's where the game is going to be won on Friday night.
And tonight's youth night, elaborate on the work being done at the lower levels and what that does for Friday night lights in the future here at Seneca. You spoke about it a little bit last week. Those younger guys wanted to go shotgun just like the guys on Friday night.
Yeah, I think the youth program is important for every coach. But for me especially, guys, I don't have ambitions of Seneca ever being a stepping stone for me. This is where I want to be. This is where my family is. And, even being a head coach wasn't that important to me. It was being in the right spot. And I feel like I'm in the right spot right now. And I've got, God willing, another 10 years to be here. And that lets you settle in and really focus on the development. And those guys are doing such a good job, the coaches at the youth level of wanting to be who we are. And, we're still a couple years away from those kids starting to filter in our program. That's all they've ever done from the 3rd grade on. But I think we'll see some big things when that starts to happen.
You've been listening to the Cody Hilurn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. We'll be back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
We're here with Hunter Haynes, and it's time for 60 seconds with a Seneca Indian. And your first question is, what is your favorite sport other than football?
I would say track.
What position would you want to play other than the position you play now, and why?
I would want to play quarterback just because he gets all the attention. You get the ball every play.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Steak.
And what is your favorite hobby outside of sports?
Probably video games.
And who's your favorite sports team?
The Chiefs.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Dante Hall.
All right. And what's your favorite subject in school?
Probably math.
And what are your plans after high school?
Go to school in Missouri, play football, go into engineering.
And who is your role model?
I'd say my dad and my grandpa.
And if you could tell your family one thing, what would you want to tell them?
I love you guys.
All right. That's been 60 seconds with Hunter Haynes.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Hi, I'm Pastor Rod Van Gorkum of First Baptist Church Seneca, and I would like to take a minute and share about grace. What is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something you don't deserve. See, I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God gives away to me and to others by His grace. The Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 11, "For the grace of God hath appeared, bringing salvation to all men." Have you accepted God's gift of grace, His salvation through His Son, Jesus Christ? If not, please do. For the Bible says today is the day of salvation. For KNEO Radio, I'm Rod Van Gorkum.
Welcome back into the pregame show here in the Valley, Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium. Countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. Like we mentioned earlier, Seneca hosting Carl Junction tonight. This game dates back to at least 1922, possibly even earlier, but there's a long history between these two schools. They've played each other 60 times at least since 1922, so probably 64 times. 42-20-2 overall, or excuse me, 42-20-2 overall record in favor of the Indians. Carl Junction left the Big 8 in 2015 to join the COC Conference. Now they've changed things up into the Ozark Mountain Conference. Last year, a brand new conference that's formed. 8 seasons spent in the tough COC Conference makes you battle-tested going against powerhouse schools year in and year out. Webb City, Joplin, Nixa, Republic, Ozark. That can do 2 things for your program. One, makes you preparation for Friday night each week important, but it also can take a toll as you face those schools year in and year out, kind of, well, we got to go face Webb City, we got to go face Nixa again. But they're on the rebound. They're 4-1 this year. They're coached by Todd Hafner. And 5 contests between these two schools. The last 5 contests saw one team scoring over 50 points in each game. Seneca was able to break the 3-game losing streak to the Bulldogs last year, like I mentioned earlier, 56-7 up at Carl Junction. Their offense is a power spread. They run a lot of shotgun, multiple formations out of the pistol, offset pistol, bunch with the tight end, double wings, empty, navy, split backs. They're not afraid to run the play of any kind on any down and distance. Their playmakers, Gilbert quarterback, he returns this year, a strong quarterback there. Had a play last week, I think that was picked up by ESPN as far as you got mossed on their first touchdown of the night. Lopez Derman, a big running back for Carl Junction, very speedy, very solid, physical running back, probably one of the better ones that we've seen this year. Just hits the hole hard and just keeps on running, so keeps his feet churning. So it's going to be a big key to keep that offensive and defensive line ready to go up front. Carl Junction has a big offensive line. They allow Derman to navigate behind the big bodies and find a crease and explode. How do the Indians go about slowing him down?
Well, I think the big thing for Seneca is those big boys up front are going to have to try and command double teams and allow the linebackers to run free and try and beat those one-on-one blocks. If CJ can get to that second level and get to those linebackers, it could be a long night for Seneca.
I don't have the stats pulled up right now in front of me last year, what they were able to hold Lopez Derman to last year, but I know that kind of took them out of their a game that they wanted to run as far as a Friday night plan goes, because they want to run the ball with Lopez Derman. They like to run a little bit with Gilbert. We saw that a little bit last week against Hillcrest, so they definitely like to run the ball. So we'll see if Seneca can get them kind of off schedule. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, like you said, and like Cody said in his coach's show, stop the run and make them pass the ball. Obviously, Seneca has had a very good job all year of stopping the run, but they're going to have to do a better job of trying to stop the pass.
Yeah, they were a very balanced team last year. Lopez Derman had 14 carries, 61 yards. Gilbert had Stewart, who's gone now, had 5 carries for 19 yards. Gilbert only had 2 carries, one of them being a sack. And then Gilbert also passed the ball 27 times last year for 86 yards. I don't have an exact number of completions on there, probably right at a dozen, so right at 50% completion percentage. But he is definitely capable of throwing the ball from sideline to sideline. So the Seneca secondary needs to be ready because they like to have a balanced attack. We saw them score through the air last week. We saw them score on the ground last week. They're capable of doing anything at any time, regardless of down and distance. So they got to be ready to go tonight for sure on the defensive side of the ball. And coach defensively, Carl Junction likes to run a little bit out of 4-2. They go bear a lot of times out of that look too, running a 5-man front. We even saw kind of rocking up their outside linebackers, almost looking like a 6-man front last week. And against Seneca last year, they did that. They're athletic in the secondary. They have a couple big men up front. Go ahead, coach is just sitting down there waiting for me to get done talking. Where does Seneca need to look to attack against this defense tonight?
Well, yeah, you're right. They run a 4-man front. They run a 4-2 box, but they're outside. They run a 4-4 cover 3. Every once in a while, when you see them in trips, when the other team comes out in trips, what we've seen against Hillcrest, they'll walk that linebacker. They'll walk the linebacker out. They'll walk the backside linebacker back, and they'll look like it looks like a 4-2, maybe 4-3 cover 2. So they kind of mix it up a little bit, and they're fast, they're quick, their safeties are quick downhill, and even if they're in the 2 set, they're quick downhill to get the run involved. But they're very big up front. They're very active up front. It's going to be a tough test tonight.
Coach Hilurn mentioned a while ago their offensive lineman up front, Division I prospect. They're big up front. They start number 58 up front, Aiden Lundian. He is 6'1", 215, a physical center there for them. Number 74 is Gavin Beechner. He's 6'6", 310. Number 75, I believe, is their other starter, 5'10", 260. Maybe number 73, 5'10", 215. So they don't lack size. They don't lack size anywhere on the field. I was down there walking in pregame. They're a big team.
Seth, they got a few of them that are big enough to go bear hunting with a switch, I'm telling you.
I think the big thing tonight for Seneca, they get Jace Renfro back. He's going to have a big night for Seneca.
And he's rested tonight, too. He's rested tonight, had that week off last week. Kai Adams, all the guys were able to sit in the second half last week with that running clock, so that did a lot of good, getting them a little bit of rest for tonight's game. Again, a non-conference matchup, non-district matchup,
But you get bonus points for a Class 4 team.
It's hard to get up for sometimes hard to get up for those non-conference games, but if you can't get ready to go and pumped up for a Friday night football game here in the Valley, I don't know what's going to pump you up, because this is a great atmosphere. It's youth night here tonight. You can see all sorts of kids out there cheering on their Seneca Indian team, waiting for their Friday night lights a chance here in a few years, but definitely an exciting time here at Seneca, Missouri. We're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have the coin toss for you and your keys to victory and key players of the game right after this.
My name is Bob Hampton. I'm the minister for the Hollow Springs Church of Christ. Has anybody ever made a promise to you but failed to keep it? May have been a family member or a friend. You know, a lot of times people will make a promise and for some reason they fail to keep them. But I know someone who always will keep his promise. In fact, the scriptures talk about Jesus making magnificent promises, precious and magnificent promises. And when Jesus makes a promise, he'll keep it, because Jesus is the same today, yesterday, and forever. He cannot lie. In fact, John chapter 14, verse 1 and following, let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. You can count always on Jesus to keep his promise. Promises made, promises kept. I'm Bob Hampton for KNEO Radio.
And welcome you back to our pregame show here in the Valley. Countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Predators Pharmacy. And, Coach, before you go out there with the coin toss, let's get your keys to victory tonight.
Keys to victory is you better be a solid defense. I mean, solid means up front, run game, and passing game. I guarantee you they got some athletes all over the field, and they're going to test us on the passing game. They're going to test us in the running game. They're going to try to use one to open up the other. It's that simple. They can do both, and they're very good at it.
And, Ben, what do you have for keys to victory tonight?
I think for Seneca, obviously, run the football. It's a big defensive line that they have against Seneca's offensive line, but last year Seneca proved that didn't matter. If they're able to run the ball, they're going to have all kinds of success. If CJ is able to stop the run and make them into a passing team, Seneca could be in a world of trouble, kind of like what we saw last year in that state championship game against Blair Oaks.
Yeah, they're one of the bigger teams that we face. They remind me a little bit of Monette. I mean, a typical Class 4 school. They should be bigger. They've got more guys they can pull from. I don't know what the enrollment is at CJ, probably in that 800 range, similar to Monette. Monette, I think, runs 700-ish for their high school, whereas you got Seneca running, 340, their sophomore through seniors, so
something like
not
that.
Quite as big, but they've got more student body to pull from, so they're going to have some bigger bodies out there as your captains make their way on the field. Brody Probert, Jace Renfro, Brock Pendergraft, and Kai Adams. For the Carl Junction Bulldogs, JoJo Ballard, a senior. Number 74, that is Gavin Beechner, 6'6", 310. Number 45 is Kane Clark. He's offensive, defensive end, 6'2", 230. Gilbert out there as well, number 17, and Lopez Derman, number 2, captains for the Carl Junction Bulldogs. Now, you might recognize the last name Derman, former Seneca football players, Tim Derman, Dwayne Derman, all those guys. He is related to them. Adrian Derman, a hurdler, has the high school record here at Seneca for hurdles, very quick, so Derman's got that speed too, that Derman speed. Coach could tell stories about, was it 75-ish crew, where those guys went head-to-head over and over and over again, and you had your ones on defense versus your ones on offense, iron sharpening iron. We talk about that all the time, but we're going to send it down to the coaches. He's got the coin toss.
Got Matt. We got Matt Mintz here. He's in his crew. CJ has won the toss. They're going to defer to the second half.
That was quick. That might be the quickest coin toss I've ever seen out there, Coach.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't take him very long to get his instructions done, and let's play some football. Seneca will be defending the East Goal.
All right, so Seneca will be going left or right across your screen. I'd say radio dial, but you're probably not listening. Maybe there's an audio dial out there. You're listening on the KNEO app, but it's going to be a fun night of football.
Key players, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Key players, Coach. What do you have for key players? Go ahead, real quick.
Student linebackers, they better have their head on a swivel and know where that ball's going.
And, Ben, what do you have?
Since I mentioned him, I'll just say Jace Renfro.
Jace Renfro back, looking to make an impact tonight. He's going to be fired up, ready to go. Love that enthusiasm he brings, but he's got to keep it under control tonight, so that way we can have it for next week's game against Matt County, another big game going down to Anderson, Missouri next Friday night.
Yeah, not only a is it a rivalry game? It's senior night in Mack County, and it's their second annual Hall of Fame night. So they will be pumped and ready to go, because that may be the last time that Mack County has a home game in 2025.
Well, that's kind of crazy. Their week 7 is their last home game. Well, I guess it's not that crazy because Seneca started on the road for 2 games here in 2025.
You look at it, week 8 they have to go to Kansas City. That's their non-conference game, and then they end the year on the road at East Newton. So,
and then Seneca will be at East Newton in week 8, and then be on the road.
No, we're home against East Newton.
Be home against East Newton, and be on the road against Lamar. Back deep to receive for the Indians, Blaze Graham and Hunter Haynes. Kicking off for the Bulldogs, number 37. Looks like he's taking his steps. That's Nolan Cook. And I want to make mention here, they have number 26, Tristan Lopez, as a freshman, 5'9", 185 pounds. I've seen number 26 out there. He's not 5'9", 185 pounds. He's right next to the kicker out there. I don't think that young man's a freshman. Just going to go ahead and out there on the limb and throw it out there. And they're underway here in the Valley High end-over-end kick. Blaze Graham is going to come up and field that at the 14-yard line. Looking to have a crease. He's got one. He's at the 35, makes a cut back to the 40. Oh, gets tripped up just at the 40-yard line. Out to the 45 goes Blaze Graham. First down and 10 for Seneca.
Did a good job there in the middle of getting him a hole there. You see the wedge, as they say, a huge hole, cuts it back upfield, and CJ just barely gets a piece of him.
Graham very patient with letting that develop in front of him before he found it and took off. First down and 10 for Seneca.
And like you said, Seth, notice they're in a forefront. Those are some pretty big linebackers, and they bring up that, I think that's a safety up there. They got one deep.
Looks like Seneca may have jumped off sides. And they did. That's not how you want to start a game, but they'll march it back 5 yards.
They have a forefront, does CJ, and then I think that's a safety.
Well,
go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, they're in a forefront, exactly, Ben. They're in a 4-4 set, cover 3, and it takes time to see if we can't move that safety around to get the passing game going.
35 for Carl Junction. Sarah Sunday, 6'1", 195 inside linebacker, trips to the near side for Probert. He's going to send Haynes in motion. It's going to be a fake to Haynes, and it's going to be Probert dancing around, bouncing around, finding just some positive yardage somewhere. He's going to get up to forward progress to the 42, and that play just kind of took too long to develop. There wasn't a gap there for Probert to run through just to pick up a 3 on the play. Second down and 12.
And, Seth, that's something Seneca can't have. That's a good gain, 3 yards. If it was 1st and 10.
Almost immediately, the inside linebacker, number 19, goes off hobbling. That's Brody Yapple. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Senior inside linebacker hobbles off. He's wearing a knee brace. H-back checks in as Silas Ball. Going to reverse field here with Jude King. He's going to go to near side. Toss sweep to Roman Miller. He makes the first man miss. Still on his feet. Lowers his shoulder at the 44-yard line. Diving forward to the 46. So just past the original line of scrimmage. Missed block there as Miller had to dodge one guy. Up to the 46-yard line just to pick up a 4, 3rd down and 8.
Well, you'll notice that they have just as much speed as we have. So it's going to be tough to run outside.
2 receivers to the far side this time for Probert. 4-man front, basically a 6-man front right now for Carl Junction. Handoff. No, it's going to be Probert keeping it to the right side. There's not a lot of room to run there for him. He's going to get to the 50-yard line. That's it. And they're punching in there at Probert, trying to bat that ball free. They're going to say his forward progress is to the 49. 4th down. Just across midfield, so just to pick up a 5 on the play. 4th down and 3.
And, Seth, you see what happens when you have a false start. Originally that would be a 1st down, but that false start makes it 4th down, and a big play here to start.
Again, a 5-man front, or 4-man front. Now they're going to walk up the 2 outside linebackers, making it look like a 4-man front. Probert, not a whole lot of room there on the quarterback draw, and he's going to get up into it immediately. That's a big stop for Carl Junction right at midfield, a loss in the play of 1. CJ takes over, 9:53 to go here in the first quarter. So CJ going to have great field position.
And normally after a quick change like this, you have to be wary of CJ trying to take a shot.
Carl Junction going to be 1st down and 10, ball right at midfield. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Ballard out to the far side with Hanks. On the near side, according to the roster, is Lopez. Gilbert going to roll out to right. He's looking deep over the middle, and that ball is going to be caught on the outside corner. Nobody there, and Probert retreats just in time to force him out of bounds, but all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Not sure if that was zone for Seneca, and Probert just read it a little bit late because they had that inside receiver go up the middle, and that kind of drew some extra eyes from Seneca.
First down and 10 for Carl Junction.
See if Seneca goes man-to-man here.
Going to send a man in motion. And ball's going to be on the ground, and Gilbert's able to jump on top of it. That's going to be a big loss as he was trying to hand it off to Lopez Durman. Back there quickly is Aiden Crane. And there's a stoppage on the sideline. Not sure what the stoppage is.
Somebody has to come out. It's an official's timeout.
Yeah, I don't know why they need an official's timeout. Either way, ball's going to be placed at the 46. So it's a loss of 8 on the play, second down and 18.
So Seneca was able to, that really wasn't any of their own doing, but make it second and long and see if they can force them into a third down and long.
Hanks split out to the near side with Lopez. Tight end's moving. He moved again, and they didn't call anything. That ball is going to be incomplete. Not sure he was looking for Hanks, but, man, that tight end was wobbling and moving back and forth like crazy on that last play, and no penalty flags fly. Third down and 18.
And there, the wide receiver for Carl Junction, like you said, Hanks. Quarterback and wide receiver weren't on the same page.
Game brought to you tonight by People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District.
They switched out a lineman there, Seth, as Starks came out and McGinnis came in.
Yeah, the ball should be placed at the 46. They've got it sitting on the 47. So Hanks and Lopez to the near side here. One receiver to the far side. Don't have a number on him. That may be number 22, but I can't quite see that far.
I think it's maybe 20 on that far side.
Gilbert going to draw back to pass. He's going to step on the pocket, being flushed out. And they're going to throw that one. It's batted in the air, and it's going to be caught by the quarterback. And it's going to be brought down by Roman Miller. They got to blow that one dead because he's not going to escape that one. The ball is placed at the 43-yard line. So just a pickup of 3 on the odd pass. Do you give him his own passing?
Yes, you have to. I mean, he caught it. I mean, he did a good job of making sure Seneca, because, I mean, there's a couple Seneca players, and now CJ looks like they're going to try and punt and play field position. So Seneca, did a good job after having a 3 and out of their own, of forcing a 3 and out. And once again, it was a false start for Seneca.
Watch the fake here with the short field. Gilbert is the punter and the quarterback. Hunter Haynes is going to let that bounce. He's going to field it at the 7-yard line. Trying to find room, makes a cut at the 12-yard line. Still on his feet, and finally going to be spun down to the turf at the 22. First down and 10, Seneca, 8:26 to go here in the first quarter of play.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link to get or download the KNEO iPhone or Android phone apps. Get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening. So both teams go 3 and out here, Seth. See if Seneca can get something moving here.
They're going to have to get a push up front. Again, Carl Junction has basically that 6-man front. Miller's going to get across the 35-yard line. Penalty flag comes flying in, probably in the area of holding. Comes from the referee, so he's watching the holding for sure. Again, Seneca hurt themselves on the first play last drive, and they do so again on this one.
And obviously, Seth, CJ is expecting the run, so at some point, do you try a play-action pass? And if it's from the line of scrimmage, it'll be 1st and 20.
I know the cornerback was up there on the line of scrimmage on Jude King's side.
Yeah, they're bringing that corner up almost like a defensive end.
Yeah, they're not like recognizing Jude as a potential pass receiver.
I know Jude just got that cast off, still wearing that splint on his right hand. One receiver split out to the far side, 2 H-backs in now for the Indians. 9 guys in the box for Carl Junction. Probert's just going to keep it himself. There's not a whole lot of room right now for Probert or Miller to run. They're eating our offensive line alive right now because there's not a hole for them to go through.
Yeah, we're not getting much of a push. That was just a zone play right up the middle, just one-on-one blocking, and we can't find a hole. Not making one yet.
Probert just at 2 yards on that carry.
See if at some point you got that far side, Hunter Haynes coming in, see if you run a jet sweep and see if you can outrun them, because they are putting what looks like about 8 or 9 guys in the box.
Robert looking over the defense. Play action. Looking downfield, looking for the backside. He's got Hunter Haynes open over the middle at the 32-yard line. Down to the 45, across midfield, the 40. And he's going to be brought down. Oh, he delivers a hit on JoJo Ballard. Hunter Haynes delivers the wallop on Ballard, but he's going to go out of bounds all the way down to the 28-yard line.
He just outran his defender there, able to just basically a crossing route, and we talked about going across the field there, outran his defender, Sam Coates, and a huge gain for the Indians. And Seth, that's exactly what we were talking about. You know, teams aren't really respecting the passing game, and that may make them lighten up the box a little bit.
They're not. 58-yard pickup for the Indians. Seneca's going to shift. And 2 H-backs in. Jude King split out to the slot. It's going to be a toss sweep to Roman Miller. Miller's got blockers in front of him. Makes a cut back to the 24-yard line. Still on his feet at the 20. Makes another guy miss at the 18-yard line. Gives a stiff arm. Finally going to be driven out of bounds all the way down inside the 10, down to the 8. The referee keeps on running. I'm not going to say where he stepped out of bounds at. Well, first down and goal at the 8.
Seneca caught a little bit of a break there because Pendergraft got an early start. But for Seneca, Jude King went out on a pass route that last time as well. So, you know, people aren't respecting him. At some point, if he catches a pass, then they may have to adjust. And you see what that pass did. All of a sudden, those linebackers have to respect the pass a little bit more.
Blaze Graham split out to the near side. 2 H-backs in for the Indians still. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Has a guy in his face. Brock Pendergraft got blown up on that play because his guy went right by him and was in Miller's face as soon as he received the handoff. Nowhere for him to run. Got to shore up that offensive line right now to get some positive yards. They've had a couple good plays. Got to keep it going.
Seneca going a little bit smaller here again as Sherwood and Haynes come back in. And actually, I think Kai Adams is going to stay in, and out comes
Silas Ball going to check out. So we've been going with the 2 H-back system. One of them checks out. Kai Adams stays in.
You got a lot of room on this near side.
Balanced formation for the Indians. It's going to be a fake. Rolling out. Looking for Kai Adams. Adams is going to have his leg taken out from underneath him, and Adams is going to get up off the turf quickly, but JoJo Ballard made a good hit on Adams. A loss of 1 on the play. They were looking for that arrow route, and they read it because we ran that a couple times last week.
I was going to say they read that thing beautifully. You almost wish Probert holds on to it a little bit longer and maybe see if somebody else is open.
5:40 to go here in the first quarter of play. Third down and goal. Ball now at the 10. They've lost 2 yards, a yard apiece on their last 2 plays.
You have to think this is 4-down territory for the Indians. Watch a quarterback draw.
Probert looking over the defense. Linebacker's going to blitz. Probert's going to try to bounce to the outside. He's at the 5-yard line, lowers his shoulder. Ball's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it's 4th down.
He got to the 3-yard line, Seth.
Got him down to the 2 even, it looks like, Coach.
2-yard line.
So 4th down and goal at the 2.
Well, there's your quarterback. I don't even know if it was a draw, but it's a quarterback carry, and sometimes you have to make a guy miss, and he was able to do that. You're going heavy here as you bring in both Ball and Adams. You have to think this is going to Miller, or if Probert keeps it, you have an extra lead blocker in Roman Miller.
4th down and goal. Ball at the 2. Hand off to Miller, right up the middle. Lowers his shoulder. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller. Indians strike first. Good run there by Miller. Stuck his nose down and got across the goal line.
You got to give a ton of credit there to Jace Renfro at that guard position. He pancaked his guy, which allowed him to go in the end zone. And now, Seth, we saw this last week. Magnus Gassaway is going to try and get the kick here for Seneca. He was hitting some 35-yard field goals in pregame warmups.
Blocked. It's going to be blocked by Carl Junction, and it's going to be 6-0. 5:12 to go here in the first quarter. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Seneca leading 6-0.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians.
5:12 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 6-0. Sponsors for tonight's game: Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Hoddle Springs Church of Christ, and Access Family Care.
But Seth, a much better job there for Seneca that second drive.
Magnus Gasway's got this teed up. We see where the Indians decide to place the ball. Lopez Dermott standing on his own 15. He's going to walk up a little bit. Also number 13, Kenyon Wamboga. Over here on the near side, he's going to catch that, come up and catch it at the 24-yard line. They're trying to reverse field, and he's going to be brought down immediately. Good job coming up as Logan Thompson. Also Hunter Haynes there as well. Lopez Dermott delivered a block on Haynes, but it didn't matter because Thompson was there to bring him down.
And Gasaway has been doing a good job these last couple weeks, Seth, of angling those kicks, which allows you to set up your kickoff team.
Well, not just an angle kick, a high angle kick that allows your coverage to get downfield with the ball being in the air so long. Seneca defense going to go back to work here as they have no receiver, nobody covering up the receiver on the far side. Two running backs in the backfield now for Gilbert. And now it's going to go to Lopez Dart. No, it's going to be the option play. And Hunter Haynes is going to come up and take down the option man. That's number 26 according to my stats roster. That's Lopez, and he's going to have his legs taken out from underneath him for a loss back to the 21-yard line.
You see Hunter Haynes creep up a little bit. He has the pitch man, and he did an excellent job of nailing him there.
Well, the quarterback from CJ didn't go down the line and make Hunter Haynes make a decision. He got down there and he pitched it too quick. Hunter Haynes took advantage of it.
Second down and 14 to go. 13 to go, I guess. Loss of 3 on the last play. Ball's placed at the 22-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Lopez. He's trying to get to the edge. Hunter Haynes is going to come up and, slow him down, but not take him down. Lopez Derman's a tough to take down. Probert finally brings him down with Jace Renfro. But he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play.
But he did a good job of slowing him down enough that his companions could finish him off. Well, and actually, like you said, makes it 3rd and 13.
Yeah, they probably haven't seen this much speed on defense either. I mean, they're having trouble running wide, maybe having trouble running up the middle.
And you notice it's a little bit different tonight. Seneca normally a 3 front. They're in a 4 front here tonight.
Well, they went that 3 front against Monette. Now they're trying to back to their basic of a 4-man front. As Probert's going to widen out here. 2 receivers for Gilbert. Drops back to pass. He steps up in the pocket. Giving chase is Pendergraft, and that's going to be, they're going to say caught, but he's still going to be shy of the first down. Depends on, they're going to give him a generous spot. Oh, my goodness. That is a generous spot, and they're calling first down. He was not, I didn't think he quite made it to that one. I didn't see who caught that ball. Did you guys get a number on who caught that?
I couldn't see it, Seth.
It looks like, see if I can get it as it's coming back. I think it was 26.
So that was Lopez for CJ, a 13-yard pickup, first down and 10. Ball placed right at the 35.
But, Seth, regardless, somebody once again lost their assignment because he was wide open.
Yep, there was nobody around. 2 H-backs in, check in for CJ. They're going to give it off to Lopez Derman. He's going to get stood up. Oh, he's just going to keep his feet driving. A pickup of 6 to the 41. 6-yard pickup for CJ.
And just like Seneca, CJ isn't going to want to get behind the sticks at all either. If they can get, their running game going, they're going to be just as happy as Seneca was.
Gilbert waiting to break the huddle. They only have their huddle about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Out to the far side, number 8, Hanks. To the near side is Lopez. Gilbert going to send Lopez in motion. Handoff's going to go to Durham. He's got pressure in his face. Probert comes in. Miller comes in to wrap him up. Can't take him down. Finally, Durham's going to be wrapped up by Kai Adams. Forward progress going to stop him at the 43. A pickup of 2 on the play. 3rd down and short.
Go ahead, Coach.
I mean, he kind of looked like a pinball bouncing around. We just couldn't get a hold of him.
I was going to say, Kai Adams had him at the line of scrimmage. I was just going to bring him down.
Miller was the first guy there, missed him. Then it was Kai that kind of wrapped him up. Yeah, he was right there with him. You can't hit him high. I know you're going for the big hit, trying to knock the ball free, but you can't do that. Got to hit him low.
This is where play action pass is dangerous.
Sherwood guarding Ballard out to the far side. No, that's Hanks, excuse me. 2 H-backs check in. Handoff's going to go to Lopez. He's going to get wrapped up and brought down. First guy there is Roman Miller. Forward progress. No gain on the play. It's going to make it 4th down and 2. Good play there by Roman Miller.
Seth, we talk all the time about how those guys up front have to command double teams to let the linebackers shoot through, and that's exactly what happened. And I think CJ may be thinking about going for it here on 4th down on their own 43-yard line. And everybody, you see Coach Crane, all the defensive coaches saying, be smart, don't jump off sides.
Hank split out to the near side. Gilbert going to try to get Seneca to jump off side. Still waiting.
You may see a timeout.
They're going to call a timeout. Coach Hafner on the far sideline calls a timeout with 1:14 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. We come back. We'll have the 4th down play for you right after this.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
And we welcome you back to the Valley. Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium. 4th down and 2 coming up. And Carl Junction looks like they've sent on the punt team. Again, Gilbert is their punter. He's their quarterback. You got to watch for the fake. You're not in necessarily a bad position here, 4th down and 2 to run a fake, so Seneca's got to be aware.
Seneca's playing punt safe here. They have their normal defense out there to make sure that they punt the football. I don't even know that they're going to rush.
High snap. Gilbert corrals it. You're going to get a right leg on this one. Bounces down to the 28-yard line. It's going to take a Carl Junction roll. Pin the Indians all the way back at their 14. It'll be Seneca ball at that spot.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for the final drive, or for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, a sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics.
So now Seneca's got to go 86 yards for this score. The last one started out on their own 22, a little bit further this time, but they did have a penalty that took them back to the 12th. So
I was going to say, watch play action pass.
Silas Ball, the H-back. Again, Carl Junction running a 6-man front. Going to send ball in motion. It's going to be the option play. Probert's going to keep it. He's got an opening. He's at the 30, the 35, 40, 45, 50. It's going to be a foot race. Probert's got guys on his tail at the 20, the 15, the 10, 5, and Probert fumbles it. And they're going to call a touchback. They're going to call a touchback.
You see it here on the replay. He did get hit at about the 3-yard line. It may have come loose. They may talk about it, but, I mean, that umpire was the closest.
Yeah, they're going to say it's a touchback.
And that's an excellent job. I don't know what number it was, but he caught up to him.
That's number 8, Hanks, I think that did the number 8 or number 1 Ballard.
There's number 1 Ballard, I think, Seth got him.
And they did hit. I couldn't tell where he lost track of the ball, but he punched at it at about the 3-yard line.
So does that go for an 86-yard run and a fumble? I mean, I don't know how to record that.
You're correct, yes.
So 50 seconds left, and Seneca gets 6 points taken off the board, and they get the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 20. Coach Hilburn not upset with that. Several Seneca fans not happy with it either. Seneca's got to regroup now because they got to go back on defense. Lopez going to be split out to the far side. Single high safeties, Blaze Graham. Handoffs. No, it's going to be Gilbert looking to throw the ball to the out route, and that's going to be incomplete as he sails that one looking for Lopez.
Once again, Seth, a CJ player was wide open. Laughlin was the closest one to him, but a better throw, and that's a 1st down.
They're giving a lot of cushion right now on the outside.
Sherwood is following one certain wide receiver. Everybody else is, kind of, I don't want to say everybody else is in zone, but I know Sherwood's following one guy and one guy only as CJ subs somebody out late.
That's Ballard going to check in. He made the play on Probert just a while ago.
Coach Hilurn still talking to that back judge. And there's a timeout, Seth.
Carlisle Junction is going to step aside. Their second one used here in the first quarter. We'll step aside with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Welcome back here to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter play. Seneca leading 6-0. Coach Hilurn still out there talking with the referee about that play.
Well, Seth, we talk all the time. Coach Hilurn said they didn't really face adversity last year until you got to that state championship game. They faced a ton already this year.
Going to send a man in motion. That's Lopez. It's going to be a fake jet sweep, and there's going to be a penalty flag. Too many men in motion. That's a false start. And now marching back 5 yards. They were going to fake that jet sweep and then hit him on an arrow route possibly on the outside, but it's going to be second down and 15, ball at their own 15. Game sponsor for tonight, Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank, and Trust.
I would watch for this inside receiver on this near side, try and clear out and get that outside receiver.
That running back left early on that play. That's going to be inside pitch to Ballard. He's going to have it and brought down by Kai Adams immediately. Enough for the first down at the 31, but the running back went in motion too. So they had two guys in motion, but no flag is thrown. Ball is placed at the 31, a 16-yard pickup, first down and 10.
And Sherwood read that one a little bit late, Seth.
Well, it's a good job by Kai Adams, didn't get sucked in by the fake.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that made the tackle. He had to get back from linebacker position. The offensive line stood up. Kai Adams should be going backwards.
First down and 10 for Carl Junction. Two receivers on the near side. Going to send Lopez in motion. Handoff's going to go to Lopez Derman, and he's going to be wrapped up on the ground, and looks like Seneca's got it.
Nope,
maybe not. Right
got
there
close.
with it was, looks like it was Jace Renfro trying to get that one, or maybe Brock Pendergraft trying to get that one off the turf. Good hit there by Roman Miller as Lopez Derman coughs it up. Maybe a loss of one on the play, and that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Seneca leads 6-0 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HuddleSpringsChurchofChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
Second down and 10. They're going to say no gain on the play for Lopez Derman on that last one as Roman Miller knocks the ball free. Second down and 10, ball placed at the 31. Seneca Indian Football brought to you tonight by 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, Emery Roofing and Construction, Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
I would watch a deep route by whoever Sherwood is guarding.
Going to be a handoff to Gilbert's going to roll out, looking downfield, and that ball's going to be caught by the tight end, the big old freshman tight end for CJ, number 31. That is Williams. They're going to have the ball placed at about the 37, so a 6-yard pickup is going to make it third down and 4.
Another big third down play here for Seneca. They've done a good job of not biting on some things as Brock Pendergraft, and I think that's Aiden Crane trying to implore the crowd to make some more noise.
Third down and 4. Seneca with a 4-man front. Gilbert going to look the pass, looking the quick route, and that's going to be almost intercepted as Probert had a beat on that one, looking for Hanks on this near sideline. And, boy, that was just about a pick for Probert there, and Green in front of him. He would like to have that one back because he probably would have caught that one.
Yeah, Probert read that one beautifully. It was a one-man route, and he was able to, or it wasn't a one-man route, but the quarterback only read one man there, and Probert read it beautifully.
11:19 to go here in the second quarter.
Once again, Seth, you got to make sure that he actually punts the football.
Gilbert back in punt formation, standing on his own 25. Haynes back deep to receive, standing on his own 32. A good punt this time by Gilbert. Haynes is going to come up and field at the 32-yard line. Makes one man miss, still on his feet, fighting for extra yardage to the 42-yard line. About a 10-yard return for Haynes on that play. On that punt return, it'll be first down and 10, Seneca at the 41.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Seneca softball enters their last week of the regular season next week. Home games on Tuesday and Thursday. We'll have both those games for you.
So first down and 10. Now, this is very similar to the Nevada game. Very similar. Same exact. Probert breaks away free, gets the ball hit from behind. Very similar situation. Probert, play action, looking deep downfield. He's going for Blaze Graham. Blaze Graham's going to goes through his hands. He stopped on his route, and then he had to speed up to catch up to it, and he dropped it. Just keep trying that deep ball, though. It makes them play a little bit more honest and true in the secondary.
And that's exactly what it's it, Seth, is you're trying to keep them honest and not allow them to bite.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Kansas City Chiefs. They got Hollywood Brown Xavier Worthy back this year. So this last week? So what they do? They went for the deep ball a couple times. Probert going to run the option on the near side. Probert's going to tuck it and run. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet. Going to be spun down to the turf at the 44. So just to pick up a 3 on the play. Third down and 7. Boy, that hook up there from not completing that pass was big a while ago because that would have been a 6 for Graham. And I'm sure he'd like to have that one back too.
He's not. I guarantee he's going to hear it from his brother, Braxton.
He knows he's better than that, and he'll make that play 9 times out of 10. That was just the one time he's going to miss it.
I mean, you still kind of have the whole playbook open here. You could play action pass here and see if you can suck them up again. Because right now, Graham and Haynes are both beating their
9 guys in the box. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it looked like they had too many guys out there, but they got 9 guys in the box, does CJ. That's going to be the quick screen to Graham. Graham's got a blocker. He makes one man miss. Still on his feet. Spin move at the 46-yard line. Start to say 51. Don't know where that came from. First down and 10 on the screen pass. Good blocking downfield by Sherwood.
Not only is it good blocking, but Blaze Graham also has to make one guy miss. You also have, like you said, Sherwood picks up a block, but that one doesn't work, Seth, if Blaze Graham doesn't make one guy miss.
First down and 10. Fresh set of downs. 10-minute mark here in the first half. Graham, Sherwood, Haynes going to the far side. Going to lighten the load a little bit for the box as far as CJ. Maybe Jude King releases on this backside. Now it's just going to be a handoff to Miller. Miller's got a little bit of an opening. He's going to be drugged down to the turf from behind by number 12, Diskin. Diskin played a lot of offense last year for CJ. He's just a junior, I believe. He is just a junior, so ball's going to be placed at the 37. Pick up a 5. That's a good run on first down.
Yeah, the way Seneca's been running the ball, you'll take 4 or 5 yards of carry every single time.
He had a wide open if we would have just picked up the linebacker on the backside.
Going same formation this time, trips to the far side. Probert's going to keep it himself, run to the left side. Miller blocks for him. He's at the 30, the 25. He's going to lower his shoulder, gets his knee taken out from underneath him by Ballard. Gets spun down to the turf. An awkward landing there for Probert. It's a first down and 10 at the 14. Good blocking there by Miller.
Yeah, you look, Jude King picks up a block. Miller picks up a block as well. You put trips on that side to try and get rid of 3 guys out of the box and then run opposite of it.
You also want to notice that he ran with a little bit more vengeance that time, Probert did. He didn't want anybody to get to him. Probert looking over the defense. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Makes one guy miss. Still on his feet. Don't know how he made that first guy miss, but there was no room for him to run. He got hit as soon as he received the handoff. That right tackle, will be the defensive left, comes right through there and makes a play right in Miller's face and slows him down.
Well, that's where the weight program comes into play, Seth, because he was able to grab an arm, but that's it, and that's not how you're going to take down Roman Miller.
But the thing is, his goal, I don't think was to take him down. His goal was to slow him down enough so that way he couldn't have the opening that he needed to run through. Now they're going to put Silas Ball in the backfield next to Probert. Now they're going to shift.
You are going extremely heavy on that right side.
It's going to be a handoff to Ball. That's going to be looking to pass. Throws the deep ball to Sherwood, and that's going to be out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Everybody's wanting a flag.
Sherwood's slow to come up. Looks like he's going to be okay.
They did push him out of bounds, but, I mean, I know in high school there's no such thing as uncatchable, but.
Yeah, there's no uncatchable. So if he gets hit while the ball's in the air, that's a PI. Good pass there by Ball, though, just a little bit too much.
The other thing is that's a one-man route. You know, that was good coverage by the CJ defender. You're trying to suck everybody up and hope.
Now you see Brant Laughlin checking in the slot receiver, trying to just give Sherwood a spell. Handoff's going to Miller. He's going to go to the left side to the 5-yard line, still on his feet, the 2-yard line, lowers his shoulder, touchdown, Seneca Indians, touchdown, Roman Miller as he takes it in from 11 yards out.
Well, you have Jude King setting up on that near side. He's able to get a block. You have a pulling guard and Pendergraft that's able to get a block. I think Renfro pulled and got a block as well, and I think Seneca is going to go for 2 here to try and get those 2 points back.
Well, you run trips on one side. They're sitting everybody over there. They don't have the linebacker over here. They're outnumbered. That's the reason we're making yards there on the left side away from trips.
Ball is the H-back. Handoff's going to go to Miller right at the middle, dancing around, lowers his shoulder, and he's going to be not sure where he's at even in that middle of that pile, but I think they're going to call forward progress stopped. 2-point conversion, no good. 12-0 your score, 7:58 to go here in the first half. Seneca with the lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
Let me welcome you back here to Seneca Indian football. As the score is 12-0 in favor of the Indians, this is going to be a battle tonight.
Well, Seneca has done a good job all night long, Seth. You know, it really should be 19 or 20, but Probert had it punched out. And that's sometimes where you have to know somebody may be coming up behind you and try and put that second hand on the ball.
Well, you go back to that Mount Vernon game. Roman Miller had a long breakaway, and what he do? Start zigzagging. When you zigzag, it makes it harder for the defender to try to get you. I know it takes a little bit more energy, but that's something he's got to work on going forward because I know he doesn't want that to happen to him, catch up to him again. Magnus Gasaway on to kick this one away for the Indians. 7:58 to go here in the half. High end over and kick that's going to bounce down at the 28-yard line. And it's going to take an awkward roll, and he runs into his own guy. His own guy took him down.
As
a little bit extracurricular, yeah.
Because Gasaway got not lit up, but he got thrown to the ground by Judy, and there was an official right there, and he didn't call it. It's that back judge that didn't call it, but
you're calling him out like that. Yes, that's correct. That's who that was. He was right there on that.
But you just got to move on. I mean, Gasaway's no worse for wear. He kind of was chuckling on his way to the sideline.
First down and 10 for CJ at their own 32-yard line. Hanks and Lopez split out to the near side.
At some point, does CJ get out of what they want to do and try and pass the ball a little bit more?
Play action. Gilbert's got pressure in his face. He's going to be brought down to the turf. Coming up from behind to take him down is Jace Renfro with the QB sack back at the 29-yard line. Second down, a loss of 3 on the play. Second down and 13.
Seth, that was just a straight bull rush. He beats the guard, and somebody, I think it was 73-4, which is the opposite guard 74 for CJ. He got rolled up behind.
I was going to tell you, I saw Coach Eust and Jace Renfro over here talking on the sideline about a move to beat the guy, and that's exactly what he did to get inside. There is an injured player from Carl Junction. We'll step aside. We'll come back once he's able to get up.
Lions Forward is more than a campaign. It's our commitment to the future. Through private giving, we're expanding educational opportunities in Joplin and the four-state area, strengthening programs, and investing in our students. Many MSSU graduates choose to stay in our region, becoming the healthcare professionals, educators, and business leaders who keep our community strong.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
Second down and 13 coming up for Carl Junction. Injured player able to be helped off to the sideline. Got rolled up on that last play. Gilbert going to drop back to pass. Just going to throw the out route to Hanks. Hanks is going to try to make his first man miss. He's able to do so. Probert's going to shove him out of bounds just across the 35. We're going to say he got to the 37. Pick up of 8 on the play. 3rd down and 5.
And right now, Seth, Sherwood just missed there in open space. You got to be able to tackle in open space, so that way you can't have those big gains.
Looks like number 4 kind of coming off, hobbling a little bit. Parker Dodds. I think he's going to be all right. Maybe just subbing out for the play. Checking in is number 3. That's Cade Kelso, a 5'8", 150-pound senior. 5'6", 150-pound senior. Gilbert maybe just looking to throw the outrights right now, trying to lighten the load a little bit for Seneca. Fake play, handoff, Pendergraft's in his face, makes one man miss. Aiden Crane's going to give chase now, makes him miss. Still on his feet, going to reverse fields. Pendergraft giving big chase again.
In the back. How did you not call that?
He's trying to find his flag, and that ball is going to be tipped at the last second by Brant Laughlin, and there's no penalty flags anywhere on that play.
I mean, Seneca did a good job, Seth. You see it here, just trying to all the time as he's scrambling around against Monette. You think about that Reed Spring guy a couple years ago, those broken plays. Laughlin did an excellent job of staying with this guy and getting a piece of it and forcing 4th down.
Did that remind you of Fran Tarkington?
Coach, we were born late 80s, 90s. I don't even know who you're talking about.
I don't even want to hear you.
Fran Tarkington. You're just making names up now, Coach.
Yeah, I know.
Back deep to receive for the Indians, Hunter Haynes. Gilbert's going to punt this one away.
That's a bad
angle kick out of bounds, and it's going to bounce out of bounds to Coach Hilburn. Coach Hilburn catches it. There's a penalty flag all the way over here. Maybe
there's 2. And I think they're going to call Seneca and say he hit somebody out of bounds. And Kai Adams, I think are they going to say it's somebody out of bounds that is going to pick up an extra flag for Seneca? Coach Hilburn can't believe it. Kai Adams is wondering if it's him.
Yeah, they're saying Kai Adams, but I thought Kai was on the field.
But, I mean, there is a CJ guy that ended up in the bench, but...
They blocked a guy into the bench. The 2 went into the bench. Now, what happened afterwards, after that, I do not know.
And they are still discussing it.
They're going to sort it out. Still waiting for the referee to give us the official signal. They say he shoved him out of bounds when he was in the white.
Which that's going to bring you back from the 31.
After the play, personal foul against Seneca. So that's going to march him back 15, and that's all it's going to be is a personal foul. So we'll just go from there. How about that? What we haven't seen a whole lot tonight is penalties from CJ. They're doing a better job right now of keeping themselves disciplined. Seneca's got to do a little bit better job of keeping themselves disciplined. They know that. They're better than that, and they'll look to correct that going forward. First down and 10. Ball placed on 21-yard line.
Once again, Seth, long field for Seneca, but that hasn't seemed to be too much of a problem.
2 receivers to the far side. Probert. He's going to keep it right up the middle. He's got Green, lowers his shoulder at the 25-yard line. Upended him there is Ballard to the 29. Pick up of 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2. Ballard knows not to take on Probert and Miller head on because he'll lose that battle. And I think that shot that Hunter Haynes delivered a while ago is still fresh in his brain on that one passing play.
I don't know if Gasaway got hit down there, Seth, but he is talking to the trainer. He's been talking to the trainer for a couple of minutes.
Probert's just going to keep it running right up the middle. He's going to have a slew of CJ Bulldogs on his back. And maybe just checking because he got slammed down the turf for a concussion. I don't know. Ball's going to be placed at the 34-yard line. A pick up a 5 for Probert on the carry. First down and 10.
Well, Seth, I will say they were looking at his hamstring.
Okay, so I was wrong on that.
Keep attacking that left side, boys, with the Twins right. Look, they go back left.
6 men on the line of scrimmage. That CJ defender is offsides. They don't call it as Roman Miller's going to get the handoff. And there's a face mask right there, and it's not called. There's a face mask plain as day right here in the near sideline, and no flag is thrown. The ball placed at the 38-yard line to pick up a 4 on the play, second down and 6.
Well, Seth, you just got to move on if you're the
Indians. Got to keep rolling with
Indians.
the punches. Things aren't going to go to your way. You just got to keep playing. Got to keep playing. And they're doing that. They are. They're keeping their nose to the grindstone and just keep on playing hard. Trips to the far side. Probert going to run the quarterback keep to the left side. He's going to bounce it back at the 40-yard line. There was a big opening in the backside. Did you see that, Ben? Yes, you did. I did too. There was a big opening back to the other side.
It's going to be very close to
he's going to be right at it at the 44.
I think they're going to give it to him, and they do.
They're going to say first down and 10 on the carry by Probert, 6-yard pickup. Seneca just right now just going to try to just keep cramming it down CJ's throat.
Well, you notice that time, Seth, on the defensive side on CJ, they split two. They brought the backside linebacker over further to the left. They go split, trips, Twins right, and they run back left because they're over-shifting.
So they're shifting back to the defensive right to try to cover that gap.
Look at the play clock.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to hurry up and get this off. And there's going to be a delay of game. Coach Hilburn saying
they're going to say he called timeout first.
Yeah. I think he's going to say that before the delay of game. They do call a timeout. So it's going to be a first down and 10 for Seneca with 4:47 left on the clock. We'll step aside for 30 seconds.
Forbes asked, and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
And we welcome you back here. First down and 10, just under 5 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Seneca leading 12-0. Probert going to send Graham in motion. It's going to be a fake to Graham. Probert's going to keep it to the left side, bouncing around like a pinball. Penalty flag comes flying in the area of holding. I mean, goodness.
That'll make it first and 20. Obviously, fans frustrated, Seth, but, you know, Seneca,
football.
The Seneca players are doing a good job of not letting this affect them.
The ball is going to be placed all the way back at the 34-yard line, first down and 20 for Seneca.
And I'm not sure. It would have had to been somebody in the middle there. I'm not sure if it was Renfro or Hartsey that potentially grabbed a hold of somebody.
So you had the personal foul a while ago. Now holding, play action pass. Probert going to look to throw. Looking for the deep ball, and that's going to be caught by Hunter Haynes.
And we're going to see if they want to talk about it. And
that back judge, again, doesn't have the angle for it. And we can watch it on your replay there and see if we can.
I do think it hit the ground.
Okay, so there you go.
It was hard to see, but I do think it hit the ground. But I think the Seneca fans are just mad because of who's
the adversity right now is pretty prudent in this field, and that's okay. Seneca's just got to roll with it and keep trying. Got to keep playing.
From the quick replay I saw, we would really have to try and slow it down after the game. But the thing is, Seth, is that Oh, play clock again, and they're going to have to call another timeout.
That's going to be a delay of game against Seneca.
That makes it 2nd and 25. And I mean, right now, Seth, Seneca not doing a good job of realizing that play clock is rolling. I hate to say it this way, but they're more busy arguing with the refs.
2nd down and 25 coming up for Seneca. And they're on the ball quickly this time. Trips to the far side. Back to football we go. Probert going to drop back to pass. Looking for the out route. Blaze Graham is wide open. He's at the 47-yard line. Down the sideline he goes. Giving chase is the CJ defender, and Graham's going to have it deep inside CJ territory, all the way inside the 30. Good route there.
You look at him, they send trips on that far side, and the defender just fell. He actually was almost holding on to him a little bit, fell, and that left Blaze Graham wide open.
44-yard pickup.
Needed 25, and you double it. Almost.
44-yard pickup for the Indians. Receivers to each side for Probert. Probert going to run the option to the near side. He's just going to cut it up and run, dancing around a little bit, sticking his nose in there, getting some positive yards to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8.
And I think, Seth, he did a good job there of deciding to not pitch it, because CJ did a good job of having Roman Miller blocked off.
They just strung that play out, and Probert had to decide whenever he decided there was only just a little bit of a window for him to run to. Now CJ's, again, showing that 6-man front. No safety, really deep over the top. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to dance back. He's across the 25-yard line and to the 20-yard line. Down to the 19-yard line goes Miller.
And Seth, that time I think you and I both saw it, and Roman Miller saw it too, able to cut it back up into the middle there and gain a couple extra yards. Actually, Seth, they say he's down at the 19, makes it 3rd down and 2.
Pickup of 6 on the play. 2:57 to go here in the first half. Game brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden.
You have to think this is 4-down territory if you don't get it on this down.
Probert going to keep it to the left side. He's got block in the front and bounces out to the outside. Ballard comes up and takes out his knee inside the 15-yard line. 1st down and goal for Seneca at the 8.
Once again, good job there on that left side. Jude King lines up at that tight end position. He's able to get a block, kick-out block by Roman Miller. You look down the line, Jeffrey Todd able to pick up a block as well and make it 1st and goal at the 10.
2 receivers to the far side, Sherwood and Euler. Probert, shotgun formation. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to meet a guy in the hole hard, keeps his feet turning, carrying the defender with him. Roman Miller just chugging along there on that play, taking number 35, Sarah Sunday, for a ride.
Well, you think about it, Seth, he got met in the hole at about the 8-yard line and drug him all the way down to the 4.
Coach, you got a spot down there?
Yeah, Seth, he's at the 4-yard line.
So 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and goal.
Seth, this has been a long drive for Seneca as well. You need it to end in points because CJ gets the ball to start the second half.
It's going to be a fake to Miller. Probert's going to take it right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert as he punches it in from 4 yards out. And the Indians add to their lead.
Well, you have your double tight set. You have your extra lead blocker as Roman Miller. Silas Ball able to pick up a block. You look down there in the middle. Barnes able to pick up a block as well. And Probert scampers in for 6.
Despite all the penalties, 2nd down and 25. Indians are able to capitalize.
See if they can finally get a 2-point here. And Gassaway is still on the sideline, so you may see Sherwood trying to.
Probert looking to throw. He's got it open to ball, and he drops it. Had the arrow route open, and he dropped it. 1:47 to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 18-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Access Family Care serves all of your health care needs, from behavioral health to dental services to primary medical needs. AccessFamilyCare.org. Women's health, OBGYN services. AccessFamilyCare.org. With locations across Southwest Missouri. AccessFamilyCare.org. Quality, convenient health care. Access Family Care medical and dental clinics. Building relationships, providing great care.
And they got new.
Yeah. Welcome back here to the Valley. Tom Hodge Field, 1:47 to go here. Seneca, 3 scores on the night. Should have been 4. One of them didn't quite work out for the Indians. We won't relive that one. 18-0 your score, though, as Drew Sherwood are going to kick this one away. Magnus Gasaway in the sideline. Looked like he's got a lower body injury, so I think he's going to be done kicking duties tonight. He's done a good job, though, for the Indians for sure. Back deep to receive Lopez Derman, standing on his own 14-yard line. Squib kick this time. It's going to bounce over the first CJ player, and then it's going to have to fall in at the 33-yard line, 34-yard line. It'll be first down and 10, CJ at that spot.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians, and everyone at the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win.
First down and 10 for CJ.
And you know, Seth, really since that first drive, CJ hasn't done a whole lot.
My goodness, 1:47 left in the first half. You can't be saying things like that as a commentator. 2 receivers to the far side. Going to run an inside draw to Lopez Derman, and he's going to be brought down just across the line of scrimmage to the 36-yard line. That was kind of an odd play. Try to get your direction, your eyes going the other way, and flow back the other side with Lopez Derman. Kind of a counter play. There wasn't a whole lot of green there for Lopez Derman.
Well, let's glad he didn't bounce it outside because there was some green out here, but he cut it up inside.
Yeah, there was a little bit of green to this side. You're right, Coach. Second down and 8 coming up. Sponsors for tonight's game: Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District. 2H backs check in for CJ. Handoff's going to go to Lopez Derman. He's going to get wrapped up and brought down immediately by Kai Adams at the 30-yard line. Loss of 1 on the play. 35-yard line. A loss of 1 on the play. Third down and 7.
And CJ looks like they might be content trying to run this into halftime. I was wondering if...
Don't fall asleep, though.
Well, I was going to say, I wonder if Hilurn would want to call a timeout and try and potentially block something if you can force a 4th down.
You got to watch their play action pass and that tight end slipping out in the flats. They ran that last week, went for a big chunk of 30 yards. That number 31 is Ryken Williams. They've already had 1 pass completion to him. Now they got a different tight end. 1 lone receiver on the far side. That's Hanks.
Yeah, and you have safety help over the top.
And it's going to be a handoff to Lopez Derman. He's going to get wrapped up immediately by Hunter Haynes, and it's going to be a timeout for Seneca.
Yeah, they're going to try and block a kick here. CJ was trying to go to the half, and Coach Hilurn said no.
9 seconds left to go, and we'll step aside for 30 seconds. Come back, we'll have the 4th down play for you right after this.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
And we welcome you back here. 4th down and 6 coming up for Carl Junction. Ball placed at the 33-yard line. Oh, I can't get that right. 37. That's where they're at. 37.
Actually, it's the 38.
38-yard line. I was right the first time. Ben, why are you making me second-guess myself like that? 4th down and 6. Blaze Graham back deep to receive. Gilbert back to punt for Carl Junction. Looks like Seneca's going to bring some pressure this time.
And bring the house.
Almost able to get there is Brant Laughlin, and it's going to go out. It's going to bounce and roll. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. That's going to do it for the first half of play. Seneca leads this one 18-0. At the half, we'll have your halftime show for you right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. In team sports, it isn't uncommon to hear about teammates getting into fights. But when tensions arise between teammates, the conflict needs to get settled immediately. By not letting the frustrations fester, the team can stay focused on attaining greater success as a unit. The same is true in our own lives. Even followers of Jesus experience tension with each other. But the Bible says, if someone says, I love God, but hates a fellow believer, that person is a liar. For if we don't love people we can see, how can we love God whom we cannot see? And He has given us this command: those who love God must also love their fellow believers. Although conflict is inevitable as imperfect people, if we understand what loving God really means, we will love His people too. So today, let's try to bring resolution to any outstanding conflicts and fight for unity with fellow believers. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
Welcome to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. Once again, here's Ben Walcott.
Welcome back to Tom Hodge Field and Earl Campbell Stadium here in Seneca as we're at the half, and the halftime show is brought to you by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Coming up at the half, I'll talk with Seneca Band Director Tyler Jones as part of our Indians Minute, and we'll have an interview with a Freeman trainer as part of our Freeman Sports Health Minute. You're listening and watching to Seneca Indian Football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
The Indians Minute is sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri.
Welcome to today's edition of the Indians Minute here on KNEO. I'm Ben Walcott. Today we're joined by the Seneca Band Director, Tyler Jones. And Tyler, I know you've been at Seneca for 3 or 4 years now, and it just seems like you are able to incorporate more and more. You know, last week I noticed it looked like you had the 7th and 8th grade band kids joining you for the national anthem.
Yeah, last week we had our junior high night where we invite the 8th graders out to the field to do pregame with us, and then we invite them over to sit with the band during the entire first half of the football game. It just gives them a little taste of what a Friday Night Lights are in Seneca.
Definitely exciting, and I'm sure just trying to, like you said, get them used to what they kind of can expect for the next 4 years. But I know for you, it's not just the football team that has to get things ready in the summertime. You guys also kind of have to get ready, and you kind of have your own kind of mini training camp before the season starts. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, we have 2.5 weeks before the school year where we meet 8 to 4 every day. Just learn the music that we're putting on for the halftime show, learn the pregame music that we play for football games, and then ultimately start putting on the production of our halftime show that we perform at Friday night football games and then again on band competitions on Saturdays.
Well, I was just going to say, it's not just Friday nights for you guys. You guys also travel a lot during the year. I think it starts probably week 3, week 4, that you're at a football game on a Friday night, and then on a Saturday night you have those band competitions.
Yeah, we've had 2 band competitions already. Our first one was the 27th of September at Carl Junction, and last weekend we went to Mount Vernon, and then this weekend we're at Parkview in Springfield. So it's a lot of work, and we've still got 2 more festivals after this one. We go to Missouri State next weekend, and then we close up our season October 25th at Blair Oaks for our state championships.
And you have been very successful. I know it's still kind of new to the state of Missouri, but if I remember correctly, a couple of years ago, you guys were your class state champion, and then last year, I think you finished 2nd or 3rd, so you guys are doing an excellent job of just trying to continue that success of what you've had so far. I know the first year there weren't as many bands in it, but getting a state championship doesn't seem to matter. How many people are in a state championship is always pretty nice.
We've been pretty blessed with how our kids have done the last 2 years. The second year, we didn't end up going the first year that the state festival was around, but the second year was the year that we ended up winning the state championship. And regardless of how many bands are there, like you mentioned, it's still special. And we've been blessed to be up against some pretty good competition the last couple of years for a state, and I think it's going to get even better. The level of competition this year is going to be even better, and we hope to bring home another state championship, or at least make finals, be a finalist, one of the only 2 bands in the state that can say we were a 3-time finalist for state championships.
Yeah, that's definitely exciting. And for those that don't really know, obviously you guys are out there for the pregame festivities and then halftime, but what do you have to do to get ready for your pregame show and then halftime? Obviously we talked about those 2.5 weeks before the season starts, but what's it look like during the week for you?
Yeah, no, we throughout band camp, the kids put in close to 80 hours of work before the school starts total to put our stuff on the field. But during the school year, once we get going, we're working every single morning in first hour band, and then we have 2.5 hour evening practices from 6 to 8:30. I'm just working to perfect the show and perfect what we're doing on the field, and make the music cleaner, make the visual stuff cleaner, everything, and just making sure that what we want our show to feel like, the judges on a Saturday, and then ultimately the crowd on Friday nights is pleased with the products that we're putting out.
And what do you guys do on a Friday night during a game? Obviously, you're not allowed to play during the play, but are you guys able to do stuff in between plays?
Oh yeah, no, I pride myself in our band kids. We do a great job at bringing a much different atmosphere to our Friday night atmosphere than a lot of the other schools in the area do, and I think that's in large part to how our kids are at football games. I kind of have the motto of no plays off for our band, just kind of like the football team does. If I pride ourselves in, if the other team is right in front of us, I don't want them to hear a play. I don't want them to hear what's supposed to be done. I want them to be confused. I want to get in their head, but all like good-natured fun, not trying to hurt anybody or anything like that. But anything we can do to make our team ultimately play better on the field and help them on the field is what we try to do. And it's definitely exciting for you. And I know you have done this the past couple years, and I've seen it at away games as well, but you also bring your drum line to away games as well. Yeah, no, that is something when I started here 8 years ago as the assistant director, that was kind of my task, was to take the drum line to away football games and kind of make Friday Night Lights a little bit more special. And then whenever I became the head director, going on 3 years ago now, we've just kind of amped up what we do on Friday nights for the football team. And we don't play on the field by any means, but I think we make an impact on the game pretty greatly sometimes. It's definitely exciting, and I know a lot of people in Seneca appreciate all that you guys do, not only on Friday and Saturday nights, but throughout the year. And I know you're still trying to perfect everything for this coming Friday night, so we appreciate, Tyler, you taking a few minutes here on the Indians Minute. No, I appreciate you, Ben, and I appreciate all the people in Seneca that show us all the love and support that we get.
Thank you for listening to the Indians Minute, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri. For more information, his number is 417-451-1504.
This portion of the game is brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. They provide checking and savings accounts as well as CDs and loans for individuals and businesses. They offer multiple locations in Joplin, Seneca, and Neosho, or visit them online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca is here for everyone in the 4 states. Proud supporters of the Seneca Indians, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A nonprofit organization, a sponsor of high school sports.
It's time for the Freeman Sports Health Minute. The Freeman Sports Team is proud to serve as the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges.
Welcome to another Health Minute here on KNEO. This week we're joined by Megan Carter from Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And this week's topic is, what is hip bursitis?
So hip bursitis, you have a bursa sac in your hip joint that helps kind of lubricate the joint. And so bursitis, it can come from a traumatic hit to that area, or it can just be an overuse issue. Usually to help treat it, you can do some gentle stretches, lots of ice, anti-inflammatory. If it's something that doesn't calm down on its own with those conservative treatments, you can go to your orthopedic physician and get a cortisone injection or some other form of treatment.
Well, when you look at hip bursitis, is this something that can sideline you for quite some time, or can athletes work through it?
There's varying degrees of it. It's something you probably could play through, but if it gets to a point where most ranges of motion are hurting, then it's time to shut it down and let it rest and let it resolve.
For the Freeman Sports Health Minute, I'm Adam Winkler.
Thank you for listening to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. The teams are headed back out on the field. Seth Wilson and Ben Walcott are ready to go in the broadcast booth, and Daryl Harbaugh is returning to the sideline. The third quarter is almost here. Back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
October is Pastor Appreciation Month. Your pastor has a lot of responsibilities, from caring for the people in the church to administrative duties to preaching sermons that share the hope of Jesus Christ. It's work that can make an eternal difference, and it's also work that can be exhausting. Billy Graham understood.
How many times I've stood before an audience and felt empty and dry or discouraged or had problems and pressures, and I have felt that surge of spiritual power that you preachers know what I'm talking about. The power of the Holy Spirit taking a poor sermon, because most of mine are, and using them to win people to Jesus Christ.
As your pastor works to be faithful to their calling, what can you do to encourage them during Pastor Appreciation Month? We have some ideas. Go to billygrahamradio.org and search Pastor Appreciation. That's billygrahamradio.org.
And we welcome you back in here at the half in the Valley, Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium. Seneca leads this one 18-0. Run through some first half stats for you. We'll start out with the visiting Carl Junction Bulldogs. Now, Ben, you haven't had a chance to look at these stats yet, so I want you to guess how many yards rushing net does CJ have tonight?
15.
0 yards net rushing tonight for CJ on 11 attempts.
Sacks too.
Yeah, quarterback. Well, one quarterback sack is all they've gotten to so far. The other one was maybe 2. But either way, that's negative 11 yards there total. They have another rush for negative 4. Lopez Derman has 8 attempts for 11 yards on the night. So it's all negated by the other running backs getting negative yards. Looking at the Indians, for Gilbert through the air tonight, looks like he has completed 4 passing attempts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not right. 6 of 10 on the night. And he has passed for 58 yards on the night. As Ballard has 1 reception for 16 yards. Hanks the 2 targets for 20 yards. Lopez for 1 target for 13 yards. And Williams 1 target for 6 yards. And Gilbert has the pass completion to himself for 3 yards. Kind of an odd thing there, but either way, it is right now Seneca leading 18-0 at the half. And now I'm going to run through some Seneca stats for you just in 1 second here, if I can get them brought up. For the night for the Indians, Probert has attempted 7 passing attempts, has completed 4 of them for 115 yards. On the ground, Miller 10 attempts for 58 yards, and Probert has 14 attempts, 162 yards. Now, if you take away that, let's say, 83-yard rushing attempt that ended in a fumble, his numbers look a little different. But I believe you have to give him those since it ended in a touchback. So that's a big chunky yardage right there. It was 83 yards. It would have been 86-yard score if he had held on to the ball. Graham has 2 receptions for 58 yards. Adams has 1 reception, lost a yard on the reception. Hunter Haynes has 1 reception for 58 yards. So total for the night so far, Indians 220 on the ground, 115 through the air, 335 total yards. Seneca 13-14 time of possession. Carl Junction 10-46 time of possession. Still a lot of football left to be played. It's still a very close game. I mean,
It's a 3-touchdown game, but
it's
like
a 3-touchdown game. It's only 18-0 though.
Right. I was going to say Seneca had the first extra point blocked and then missed two-point conversions. So really 2 touchdowns and 2 PATs, and all CJ would have to do is get a third touchdown and they take a lead. So.
Yeah. Seneca defense got to go back to work here to start the things out in the second half. Your halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic. You can listen to that Seneca band in the background. They're doing a great job. They bring the noise for sure here on Friday nights. Always hear them practicing as well on Thursday, so kudos to them. I'm not sure if they're we just had the halftime show with Tyler Jones, didn't you, Ben? You had an interview with him today. So had Tyler Jones, the band director, on at the half. And did he mention if their competition season had started up yet?
Yes, they've already had 2 competitions. Tomorrow they're going to Parkview, and then next week, they're going to Missouri State. And they finish with the state championship at Blair Oaks in like 3 weeks, I believe.
So back-to-back weekends up in Springfield. Little close trip here for the Indian Marching Pride Band. And then they'll have one up in Blair Oaks. Blair Oaks just...
Anyway. We won't talk about Blair Oaks because we don't have to.
Just like that old, kids cartoon, we don't talk about Bruno, we don't talk about Blair Oaks. We're going to take a break here. We come back. We'll have more halftime show for you. Your halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic.
Amory Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amory Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Hello, I'm Josh Dotson, a member of the Hollow Springs Church of Christ in Seneca, Missouri. I'm going to talk to you a moment about loneliness. It is a very deep ache that reaches down to the soul, but the Bible reminds us that we are truly never alone. From the beginning, God has told us that it is not good for man to be alone. And as a matter of fact, He shows us His intention is to have a relationship with Him and a relationship with others. That helps us to not be alone in this life. However, we still go through loneliness. Psalms chapter 34, verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in the spirit." Jesus Himself, though, we understand, experienced loneliness in the Garden of Gethsemane. Remember, He was abandoned, and remember, He was also forsaken at the cross. So Jesus can deeply feel our pain. He understands the loneliness. But through Him, we are offered not only that comfort, but we're also offered a community, the body of Christ. So when we feel forgotten, when we feel that everything has come crushing down and we are lonely, remember God has told us in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, "I will never leave you and I will never forsake you." So let us hold on to the truth that in Christ Jesus, loneliness may visit, but it never has to be the final word. For KNEO Radio, I'm Josh Dotson.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Amory Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amory Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
And we welcome you back here. I didn't have my microphone pulled down there, Ben. Caught me off guard for a second.
Hey, Seth, while we have a moment, let's get some scores from around the Big 8 for you. Try and get that pulled up. But we have some interesting Big 8 scores as at the half, Nevada, or into the third quarter, Nevada has a 7-0 lead over Lamar in the Tiger Bowl. Cassville a 26 lead over Mount Vernon. Aurora and Mac tied at 14 at the half, and Monette has a 36-14 lead over East Newton.
You want to look at some other scores there. It looks like Webb City leading Republic at the half, 14-7. The COC conference, Nick's is not having any problems tonight.
Yeah, Carthage Joplin, also another good one. I have 7-7 at the half.
The McDonald County Aurora score, kind of surprising, 14-all at the half.
Well, I will say, Mac County, it's that time of year. They do have some injury bugaboos to work through. They had their running back out for the year. ACL. I think it was week 4, maybe week 5, and then they lost their center last week. So, and he's probably done for the season as well. So those are two key cogs for that Mac County team that,
that is hard.
Unfortunately aren't going to be playing for him the rest of the year. You feel kind of bad for them because they're seniors too. So
yeah, that's tough. And, number 74 went down a while ago for CJ. He's a big lineman for them. I expect a lot from him. I haven't seen him back in the game since then. Got his leg rolled on a while ago. Hate to see that him go down. I believe the very first play, their linebacker, I want to say it was number 19, Brody Yapple. He went limping off one play in and didn't come back out. Haven't seen him back out there since. Maybe I'm mistaken, but you just hate to see that for seniors to go down. Matt County had those seniors go down. You always hate to see that happen to players during their senior year.
Well, not only their senior year, obviously. You hate to see that in general, just because all the hard work these kids put in. You start with off-season workouts in January, February. You get to 7-on-7 in June. You have your contact days in July, and then you really ramp things up in August. This really has become almost a 365-day sport.
And what you're going to start seeing, this is coming from my perspective, from my background, you're going to start seeing a lot more overuse injuries where kids are just hurting themselves because they're not conditioned right, they're not giving their body a rest here and there. That's going to be something we see more prevalent in the high school and even younger athletes. I mean, talking to different coaches from around the area, they've got kids getting shoulder surgery from baseball, throwing too much baseball, not taking time off. So it happens whenever that's all you do is you got to have some rest. It's important for your body to have some rest here and there.
Well, they got at least 20 seconds to go. None of the officials are where they need to be. So, CJ is ready to go here to start the second half. Seneca's ready to go, but the officials aren't.
Speaking of rest, Seneca got 23 minutes of rest there at halftime. They're ready to go as the referee takes his position back deep. Back deep to receive for the Carl Junction Bulldogs is Lopez. Derman on the far side is number 13, Wemboga. And on the near side is number 1, Ballard. Ballard's a quick back. He was the one that chased down Probert a while ago on his touchdown. Sherwood's going to kick this one away. It's a squib kick that's going to roll to about the 35-yard line. Bounces off the first guy. Ball still loose, and then they finally jump on top of it. Ball placed about the 35, 34-yard line.
And Seth, Seneca has done a good job here of, ever since Gasaway went down, of Sherwood kind of angling those kicks, just dribbling it along, and CJ's had trouble getting them as, that's not a bad kick if you're Seneca for them to start at their own 34.
Seneca going to go back to work here on defense to start this half. Hank split out to the far side. 2H backs on the near side. Lopez, Derman in the backfield next to Gilbert. Looks like the running back took a false step. It's going to be a handoff to Lopez Derman. He's going to be wrapped up and taken down immediately. Jace Renfro and Kai Adams there to take him down. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Good play by those two. Renfro busting through that line and getting to Lopez Derman. Game sponsors for tonight: Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. 2 receivers to the near side with Ballard and Hanks. One to the far side. Gilbert going to roll out to the right, looking to dump it off to the out route, and he's got a man open, and it's going to be a crosser to Ballard as they just swap positions there. Ballard went out, and Hanks went in, and the ball's at the 48. Looks like Seneca was a little bit of zone defense on that one.
They were zoned there, and Probert got caught not realizing there was somebody behind him, and he just found the empty spot in the zone.
Ballard hauls that one in for 14 yards.
Got a couple subs coming in for CJ here.
Just a deep crosser there as we've hit the 11-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter.
They're going to have to get this play in a hurry because they got 10 on the play clock.
Tage Stewart, another freshman, checks in at tight end for Carl Junction. It doesn't look like they have enough guys on the line of scrimmage as the one guy's lined up backwards. Gilbert's going to throw that one out to, looks like it's going to be Hanks, and Hanks is going to be wrapped up immediately by Sherwood. Forward progress is going to have him at the 47-yard line. So a pickup of about 5 on the play, 2nd down and 5.
You better be ready. The short outs and the short just curl routes or something like that, just the short routes. You better be looking for something. Be careful on the go.
Yep.
Hook and go.
Hook
You better be careful on that chair route. You got to be careful of those.
Got all kinds of names for those. Chair routes, wheel routes, hook and go. You got to watch out for those coming up here. Ballard split out to the far side with Lopez. Pass blocking for CJ. Going to pass that ball over the middle, and it's going to be almost hauled in by one hand by Lopez. Grant Laughlin on the coverage, and Blaze Graham there as well. That was just a straight go route.
And I think Blaze Graham was able to knock that out from any opportunity. That was a good job one-on-one, and then you have that safety help over the top.
They haven't spotted the ball in the correct position. It should be at the 47,
there
not
goes
the 48.
There goes the referee.
He's got it fixed. 3rd down and 5. Big play coming up for Seneca defense as they've got to be able to get off the field on this play. Checking in is number 3, Kelso, 5'6", 150-pound receiver. He split out to the near side. Hanks to the far side, Lopez to the near side. 2 seconds left. Gilbert going to drop back to pass. Looking over the middle. Drops down. He's going to have pressure across his face, and he's going to be hit immediately as Kelso. Kelso hauls it in, but Laughlin is able to put the tackle on him. He's going to have enough for the 1st down.
Once again, Seth, it's those broken plays that we talk about. As he had all kinds of time, Kai Adams does a good job of coming up, but, he got lost in the zone there, and it's an easy pitch and catch.
I think we'd be better off if we kept him in the pocket. Be disciplined on your pass rush and keep him in the pocket and let him try to throw then.
Yeah, Brock Pendergraft went too far upfield, able to step up and find a completion.
Gilbert's due to make a mistake as Laster checks into the far side, Ballard on the near side. Going to run the option. They're going to pitch it out to Lopez Derman. He's got 2 or 3 guys waiting for him. He makes the first man miss, stays on his feet, and then he hits Roman Miller.
And that should be taunting, and there it is.
That's going to march him back 15 yards.
I was going to say, he went right into his face.
Yeah, he hit him and then came right back up to him, so that's going to be 15 yards marching him back. They'll have enough for the 1st down, I believe.
No, I think they're short.
At the 30? Okay.
Because you need the 29 or 28, and that down should count, so it should be 2nd down because it's after the play.
Unsportsmanlike against Lopez Derman. As we know from the Monette game, he gets one more, he's disqualified.
It should be 2nd down and 14 because the down should count.
Yeah, after the play was over.
And that's one of those boneheaded mistakes.
That'd be 16, wouldn't it have been?
Oh, yes, you're right. I can't do math.
Well, I'm not very good at numbers either.
Math?
But the down counts, so, you wipe out that 9-yard gain that he had.
2nd down and 17. Ball placed at the 45-yard line. Two receivers on the near side with Hanks and Lopez. One receiver to the far side.
They're giving a lot of cushion to those outside wide receivers.
Got pressure in his face. It's going to be Kai Adams. That's going to be incomplete. Number 31 was in the area.
Coach Crane is trying to say there was no one in there.
31 was coming across the middle. It's going to make it 3rd down and 17. Pressure drawn up there by Coach Crane and the defensive staff. Kai Adams coming from the inside on a blitz.
He kind of looked like Dick Buckus that time running up the middle.
Coach, we don't know who these players. I'm just kidding. I know who Dick Buckus is.
I know who Fran Tarkenton is too.
3rd down and 17 coming up. 9:16 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Got to be smart here.
Ballard and Lopez split out to the far side. Watch the tight end coming out to the flat here. Hunter Haynes, there goes the safety over top. They're going to fake the jet sweep, looking for the in route. And Gilbert's going to be in the hands of Brock Pendergraft, and brought down, helping out, is Kai Adams, I believe. Good play there by Pendy to get back there. And also in there is Landon Hartgee. Loss of 3 on the play. 4th down and 20.
And Seth, that personal foul penalty comes back to bite CJ.
CJ looks like they're going to bring on the punt team again. Positive plus territory. Got to be careful. Seneca going to play their defense, this 4-man front.
Especially to the way CJ hasn't really been able to move the ball.
Waiting back deep to receive is Hunter Haynes. Low snap. Plenty of time, though, as Haynes is going to let that one bounce, and it bounces out of bounds right about the 19-yard line. 8:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Seneca will take over at the 19.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports and click on the scoreboard link, or download the KNEO iPhone or Android phone apps to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening.
So first possession for CJ goes 3 minutes, 32 seconds. And Seneca forces them to punt. That would have been their longest play of the night, too, as far as rushing, the 8-yard pickup. Trips to the near side for Seneca. No one safety. He's only about 7 yards off the ball where a linebacker would be at. Screen route to Hunter Haynes. Haynes has got one man missed. He's at the 30, the 35, 40, 45. Lowers his shoulders. Ballard came diving in, trying to lay the hit on Hunter Haynes. Haynes hurdled him, and Ballard got hurt as he came over the top or tried to go underneath him. Also shaken up on the play is number 8. That is Bryant Hanks.
It was a rub route there, couple rub routes for Seneca as they go up, and that is able to get Hunter Haynes wide open, and a good job there by him as Seneca now in plus territory.
34-yard pass on the screen pass to Hunter Haynes. 1st down and 10, ball placed at the 46. Probert's going to keep it, gets hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped immediately. Just a gain of 1 on the play to the 45. Coach Hilburn upset. That play should not have got blown up, he says. 2nd down and 9. Seneca fans doing a good job of quieting down whenever Seneca does get the ball back. Sponsors for tonight's game: Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, and Access Family Care.
You have Jude King on this left side. See if they run towards that left side ball. H-back on that left side as well.
Handoff's going to go to Miller to the left side. Gets wrapped up at about a 2-yard gain, but not much more after that one. That was a linebacker coming in to make that play. Ball placed at about the 42. So just to pick up a 3 on the play, 3rd down and 6.
Big play here if you're Seneca. See if you can pick up a 3rd down. You could see a jet sweep. You got that trips again, so you could see potentially trying rub routes and get it to Blaze Graham.
That's going to be a quarterback keeper to the right side. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet. Lowers his shoulder at the 34-yard line. Finally brought down. Enough for the 1st down. Goes Probert down to the 33.
Once again, you have trips on that far side. Gets guys out of the box. You work towards that left side. And a good job of picking up blocks there by the tight end. And
they're going to say he got 10 yards on that carry up to the 32.
Well, you block down, pull the backside guard and tackle sometimes, and you're outnumbering them on the weak side.
So we run to the quick guy, which Jace Renfro. He tried to get a step there on his guy. He was able to. Miller's going to have a guy on his back, and he's able to get maybe 1 yard. Watching Jace Renfro, his first step is bouncing back, trying to cut off that guy, get his backside to where the ball carrier is supposed to go to. Second down and 9. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, if you're on the backside, you're zone blocking on the backside, and you're doing just like it. Step hard, put your rump to the play.
And hats off to that CJ defensive lineman because he kind of got in Renfro's face as they shift down now 3-on-3 on that far side. Handoff's going to go to Miller once again. He's got an opening. Makes the man miss on his feet. Going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller from 31 yards out.
Once again for Seneca, they go to that left side. Jude King picks up a block. Brock Pendergraft pulls, picks up a block. Jace Renfro pulls and picks up a block. And Miller makes somebody miss for 6.
If you notice what they did, though, they had the quick side on that back side. They shifted down, so there was basically a guy head up on the center, a guy head up on the guard, guy head up on the tackle. We ran away from him. Made the box slider on that left side. 2-point conversion attempt coming up for the Indians. A shift by the front guys.
They are going heavy on that right side.
And it's going to be a toss sweep to Miller. Miller lowers his shoulder into the end zone. 2-point conversion attempt is good. 26-0 your score. 5:47 to go here in the third quarter on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Third quarter action here for you in the Valley. Seneca leading this one 26-0. 5:47 to go. Miller just taking it in from 31 yards out of while go. Good drive by the Indians. Just under 3 minutes off the clock on that last drive. About 5 plays went 80 yards. 6 plays went 80 yards. Sherwood on to kick this one away for the Indians. Another squib kick that Lopez Durham is going to come and try up in the field. It's going to be a handoff to number 13, Wamboga. Wamboga is going to get about to the 40-yard line, and CJ will have it there.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, a sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics.
First down and 10 for Carl Junction. Ball at their own 41.
I mean, since Sherwood's been in, Seth, he has done a good job on those dribbles of letting his coverage guys get down there.
Hanks and Lopez split out to the near side. Seneca defense amped up, ready to go. It's a play action. Looking deep downfield, Renfro giving chase. Also giving chase is Kai Adams. He's going to get into the grasp of Gilbert, but Gilbert's going to have close to the first down, up to the 49, a pickup of 8 on the play, second down and 2. Just those scramble plays, got to keep your head on a swivel and not let him get outside of your contain. Good pressure there by Jace Renfro to get upfield and force Gilbert out of where he wanted to go to. There's an official's timeout. Looks like
I think it's Kai Adams' hand.
Maybe his shoulder landed on his shoulder.
I think it's his shoulder. His arm
got a little
hanging
stinger.
down. Probably got a stinger.
Those stingers aren't fun. Your whole entire hand goes numb.
Silas Ball comes in for him.
Sponsors for tonight's game, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District. Second down and 2, 5:10 to go here in the third quarter. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side in Kelso. Gilbert going to drop back to pass, just throwing the little hitch route to Lopez. And he's going to be down to the 35-yard line. A big gain there, just sat down in the middle of the zone defense of Seneca, and he has enough for the first down. 16-yard pickup to Lopez. Maybe Kai Adams' hands are squeezing in his hand, trying to see if there's any problems with his hand here on the near sideline right below us. Jamie Miller checking him out down there. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Gilbert going to roll out to the right. Looking downfield. He's got a man open. That's almost they're going to say he caught that one. A great catch there by Ballard. Probert jumped up, almost able to pick that one off. He got about 10 yards on the play to the 25, first down and 10. So right now, CJ moving the ball efficiently with the pass.
See if Seneca can find something here, try and stop him. Like you said, Probert looked like he had a beat on that one. Unfortunately, couldn't get a hand on it.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Gilbert, shotgun formation. Looking over to the left side, he's going to throw that one. It's caught by Lopez once again. Ball is going to come up and get a hit. He's not able to bring him down. Lopez just keeps his feet churning. And for the first time tonight, Carl Junction's inside the red zone at the 9-yard line.
Well, you look here, they're just finding the soft spot in the zone. There's 2 curl routes there, and the inside guy, nobody picked up.
We don't see Seneca play a whole lot of zone. Typically we go man, but they got a lot of taller guys. Ball placed at the 9, first down and goal for CJ. Seneca defense needs to tighten up now. Ball's on the ground. Gilbert can't find it. Jace Renfro jumps on top of it for the Indians. Low snap. Gilbert couldn't corral it, and Seneca gets the turnover at their own 16-yard line.
Well, Seth, you finally returned the favor for the Indians. Just a low snap. Renfro had his guy beat, and he says, thank you very much.
Ball placed at about the 16-yard line.
Hopefully Kai Adams is okay. They're still working on that hand down there.
Maybe taping it up and see if he's good to go as his mom comes to check on him.
Coach Hilurn was over there earlier, too. Sometimes this is where you take a shot, see if maybe Hunter Haynes can beat somebody or Blaze Graham.
No safety over the top. Going to send Graham in motion. It's going to be the jet sweep to Graham. Graham's just setting up shop. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet, reverses field. Penalty flag thrown back deep to the original line of scrimmage from the umpire, probably in the area of holding.
Wonder what
sort
now.
This one out.
Have to be
more than likely a holding.
Yeah, unless it's something on.
Yeah, I don't see it being anything from that besides a holding. Personal foul, face mask against CJ. So I was wrong. I'll be wrong all day long for that.
So you add 15 to where they were, so it should be at the 45.
So he got up to the 30.
Yeah, it looks like the
31.
It looks like the 30, and so it should, or 31, so it should be up to the 46.
So a 14-yard pickup there for Graham on the carry. Ends up being a net of 29 yards.
They actually may have said the 30 because they have them at the 40.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
Hold on, Seth, because one has them at the 45, one has them at the 46.
Ball's going to be placed at the 46, first down and 10. 29-yard pickup after the penalty. 2 receivers to the far side.
And with the umpire throwing that, it had to be one of the interior linemen grabbing a hold of one of theirs.
A fake toss sweep to Miller. Probert's going to keep it to the left side. He has a head of steam, and he's just going to take defenders with him down inside Bulldog territory to the 36-yard line.
Well, Seth, you notice there that he put 2 hands on the football and said, nobody's going to punch this out. You have Pendergraph, you have Renfro pulling on the play, able to pick up those linebackers and get a big chunk of yardage for the Indians. I think they're trying to tape up the wrist of Kai Adams. I think he landed on that wrist.
Tried to sprain it maybe. Maybe just splitting it to get him to the hospital to shoot x-rays. I don't know. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Reverses field to the left side. He's got a burst of speed to taking defenders with him, too, down inside the 20. 2 quick plays. The Indians are already down to the 17-yard line.
And Seth, the conditioning of Seneca may be coming into play here a little bit. You notice sometimes when you can run the ball as successfully as they can, sometimes those big boys get a little bit tired for the opposing team.
Quickly on the ball now, the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller again. He makes one guy miss, makes a cut back to the 17-yard line, still on his feet. Looked like maybe he lost the ball for a second.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
2nd down and 7. 3-yard pickup for Miller on that carry.
This is a big drive for Seneca. See if you can really put this one.
Yeah, they're starting to wear CJ down.
And they're going quickly back on the ball with 2:35 left to go in the third quarter. Probert going to fake the handoff to Miller. Going to run right up the middle. Makes a couple guys miss. Trying to take a defender with him into the end zone, but he's got enough for the first down. First down and goal inside the 5. Coach, where they got him spotted at down there?
They got him at the 4.
10-yard pickup for Probert on that carry.
I'm telling you what, Ballard, the free safety for CJ, is getting his bell rung every play.
Yeah, he's the guy saving tackles touchdowns over and over again. Miller, handoff. Next one guy missed the line of scrimmage. I think he lost the ball.
Yeah, he fumbled.
And CJ recovers in the end zone for a touchback. So fumble there for Seneca. CJ's going to get it back. 2:10 to go here in the third quarter.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Seneca softball enters their last week of the regular season next week. Tuesday, Thursday are at home. We'll have both those broadcasts for you.
Not sure if Kai's done. He's got a splint on his hand. We'll see if he's done or he's going to go back in the game. Going to be hard to tackle, though, missing that right hand, being able to pull guys down.
He's going to go talk to Coach Crane and Coach Hilurn. Probably say, hey, I want to try and at least do it, but I don't know that he has his helmet.
There's no need.
First down and 10 for CJ. Ball at their own 20-yard line. Going to send a man in motion. It's going to be play action. Gives a shoulder shrug. Blaze Graham's going to try to track that one down, and it's going to be in and out of the hands of the defender, or excuse me, the receiver. That's number 8, Hanks, I believe, on that far sideline.
That was an excellent throw there by the quarterback through double coverage, and he placed it where only his receiver couldn't, just out of the reach of his wide receiver.
Second down coming up for CJ.
And you saw that pump fake. I mean, I don't think Sherwood bit that much, and Blaze Graham was in safety help over the top. It was just Seneca caught a little bit of a break.
Second down and 10, 2:03 to go here in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the far side. Gilbert can just throw the quick hitch route to Ballard. Ballard can't haul it in. That's a little bit behind him. He's going to make it third down and 10.
And Seneca has taken CJ out of what they want to do. They have not been able to run the football, and with the score the way it is now, all of a sudden they're having to pass.
8 of 20 on the night, I believe. He's more than that, 13 of 20. I don't know why I've only got 8 for some reason. Third down and 10, 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Gilbert going to drop back the pass. Going to throw the out route. That's going to be incomplete, and there's a holding penalty probably coming in because Brock Pendergraft was trying to get free, and he couldn't. The offensive lineman had a hold of him really badly.
You decline it there because it makes it fourth down, especially where they are. I mean, at some point you would have to think CJ would have to go for it on fourth down, and they may be going for it here.
I mean, you're down 26-0 in the third quarter.
And the third quarter's almost over, so.
They're going to send on their punt squad.
Kind of interesting.
Punt team comes on. Good stop there by the Seneca defense. Hunter Haynes going back deep to receive for the Indians.
You know what we haven't seen yet this year, Seth?
What, Ben?
Punt return for a touchdown.
All right.
I'd be happy with the block kick, too, which is what the band is chanting. And I think CJ is going to call a timeout because they have somebody coming in late. That should be a delay of game.
There is a delay of game penalty.
They were missing a guard, which is...
He's saying he's got time. Oh, they're going to say delay. I thought at first he was saying timeout. He started to look that direction. So delay game. Fourth down and 15 at the 15.
Now he's very close to his own end zone. See if Renfro can maybe sneak through, get a block. Hartg up there as well.
I doubt they send much pressure right now. Just play it safe. Good job by Hartg to drive back there, though. Good job by him. And that's going to bounce down about the 47-yard line, roll to about the 50 to the 49-yard line. Seneca have it first down and 10 from their own 49 with 1:45 to go here in the third quarter. That possession there only took 25 seconds off the clock.
Well, when you throw it 3 times and it's incomplete 3 times, it won't take very long.
I guess so. Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Hottle Springs Church of Christ, Access Family Care, 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. Trips to the far side this time for Seneca. Prober looking over the defense. It's going to be a fake to Miller. Prober's going to take it to the right side, bouncing out to the outside, lowers his shoulder at the 48-yard line, gets up to the 47-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
Seneca going to be very content here to try and run the clock, and they have proven that they can run the football, and they're kind of wearing down the CJ defensive line.
So Kai Adams has his helmet on. I think he's wanting to go back in the game, but I think the coaches are just going to play it safe at this point.
Yeah, at this point, he's not needed, so he may be wanting to go back in, but unless something drastic changes, I don't see it happening.
Miller's going to get the handoff going to the left side on a stretch play. Ballard comes up and hits Miller right at the waist, bounces off of him, but they're going to say maybe a gain of 1 to the 46, a pickup, make it 3rd down and 5.
And if Seneca runs the ball, there's at least one more play here in the quarter. Passing it would depend on if it's complete or not.
Youth night tonight brought a lot of crowd down to the Valley. CJ traveled well tonight.
Yeah, CJ not very far away.
One of the shorter road trips for Southwest Missouri schools. Fake pitch to Miller, and Probert's just going to get wrapped up immediately. They're going to say no gain on the play, and looks like that's going to probably do it for the third quarter of play.
I think Seneca will probably let this expire and go to the 4th, but obviously wait and see and make sure that's what they do, and that's exactly what it looks like what they're going to do.
We're going to go to the 4th quarter. Seneca leading 26-0. We come back for you right after this.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
Welcome back into the Valley. Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium. 4th down and 5 coming up for the Indians. Does Coach Hilburn leave his offense on? He does. That answers your question, Ben, we had at the break. You're on plus territory. Why not?
And the way the defense is played, if they can't pick it up, they'll hopefully pick up the slack, but obviously just hoping for a completion here.
Probert going to give a shoulder fake, going to throw it over the middle to Blaze Graham, and that's going to be no penalty flag. He had his hand on his back, incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. I thought he had a little bit too much contact there. The official didn't agree, and that's fine.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, a sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics.
Do you like that, Ben? That's fine. If you didn't agree with me, that's fine. 1st down and 10 from their own 46 for Carl Junction. Gilbert going to roll out to his left, looking to pass. Going to throw it back over the middle. May have been tipped by Silas Ball. Incomplete, looking for Hanks.
Yeah, he found the soft spot in the zone there, and like you said, Ball got maybe a piece of it to distract him.
Trying to look for a little bit of pressure from Hart G and Renfro all night. They've been busting through that line from Carl Junction, trying to get that inside leverage move.
Well, Seneca also the way Seth, the way Seneca has played defensively, they know they're going to have to pass the football, so these guys can pin their ears back, but you don't want to get too far upfield.
That right guard may flinch. They're going to run the option play. The pitch is going to go to Lopez Derman, and coming up to make the play is Hunter Haynes, and he scoots along the ground. He's going to be close to the 1st down. They give him a pretty good spot. I thought his elbow may have hit at the 46. They're going to say he got to the 44. He's going to be just shy.
Well, if he's at the 44, he's
a half-yard shy.
Okay, I was going to say it's a 1st down if he's at the 44.
9-yard pickup for Lopez Derman on that carry. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
I would say 3rd and inches, the way the chains look.
Two receivers on the far side. This is probably just going to be a straight give to Lopez Derman. Gilbert going to drop back to pass, throwing the quick hitch route to Lopez, and Lopez makes one guy miss as Hunter Haynes comes up slapping the ground. He's mad at himself for missing that one. Got him down to the 27-yard line. First down and 10.
Kind of an interesting play call there on third down, but also maybe because it was third down, they know they have fourth down if you don't complete that.
17-yard pickup there a while ago. CJ was marching the ball with ease and ended up fumbling. And so Seneca got to look at that again. You got to make sure you take care of your receivers because that's what they've been running primarily, just passing routes. Gilbert gets his guys set. Looks to the right, looking for the out route to Lopez. Lopez hauls it in, and Blaze Graham's going to take him out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. They're going to say he got to the 19. Pick up of 8 on the play. Second down and 2.
A lot of cushion given up, Seth. Those out routes are going to be open if you continue to leave 8 or 9 yards. I know Coach talks all the time about, getting up and bumping them, but so far that doesn't seem to be the philosophy for Seneca.
You're 26-0. You're just going to give ground. Don't get beat deep. They get down here in the red zone, it'll start tightening up.
And you see that right now as Graham and Sherwood walk up to the line, as well as Brant Laughlin on the far side. Gilbert just going to throw the heave-ho ball, and it's going to be interference there on Drew Sherwood. He knew he was going to get beat, and he just shoved the offensive player down to the ground. Live to see another down. It's going to be a half the distance to the goal on defensive pass interference.
Should be first and goal right around the 10-yard line.
The ball was at the 19, so, yep, you're right, Ben.
Unless you take the full 15, then it'd be the 6. But
they're saying offsides? I don't know about offsides.
I don't know what that is.
That's the incorrect signal if he gave offsides defensive encroachment.
I was going to say that was pass interference.
He kind of got beat on that play.
There you go.
Drew did. So it wasn't a bad play to get past interference.
So they are only giving him half the distance, but it is first and goal from the 10. Never doubt yourself, Seth. Never doubt ourselves.
I did doubt my math on that one. 9.5 yards. First down and goal, 10:25 to go on this one. Seneca leading 26-0. Did they just give the ball to Derman on 4 straight attempts here? Or do they continue to try to pass?
Their only success has been passing the football.
They're going to run the option. Pitch is going to go to Derman. Roberts coming up, as well as Hunter Haynes, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. I didn't doubt myself there either, as the CJ faithful goes crazy for their first score of the night coming here in the fourth quarter.
I'll probably go for 2 here as well. No, that looks like they may be kicking it.
And Coach, do you think they've kind of backed off a little bit in their coverage on these last 2 series? Has Seneca?
Well, they went man-to-man that time, and the linebackers didn't feel on the option play. What happened, they're used to, they're thinking they're going to throw, and they're playing a little bit loose. The secondary, they're playing man-to-man. They's up on a bump coverage. You're playing man-to-man, you're not much of a run stop.
And you see the swinging gate here for CJ. We'll see if they actually decide to kick it. They may have to call a timeout.
They're going to run out of time here. 2 seconds left on the play clock.
And they did not call a timeout?
That's going to be a delay of game. Maybe they're wanting the delay of game to give them 5 extra yards. I don't know.
Delay game. That's kind of
odd.
Well, it's kind of like Monette. Remember how Monette decided to do that? Gave him a little bit more room.
Passing teams like the cushion. Passing teams like that cushion, rather than being on the 3-yard line, they like to have that extra 5 yards to give them room. But they're going to kick it. 43 coming in to kick. That is Mason Calger.
And obviously, you'll have to prepare for an onside kick as well.
It's going to be a 24-yard point after. Kick is up, and it is good. 10:19 to go here in the fourth quarter. Seneca leading 26-7 on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
And we welcome you back here. 10:19 to go in the fourth quarter. On to kick this one away is not sure which one's actually going to kick it. That's what I thought. They had 3 different guys come up and try to kick it, and it's going to go back to the second line. It's going to be fielded by Brant Laughlin on that far side line.
Yeah, 3 different kickers out there. That's interesting.
That was kind of a tricky, seeing what you're going to try to confuse it. Find the ball underneath a hat type of scenario that you see at baseball games.
That was a good job there by Laughlin, though. Like you said, we're not the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win.
First down and 10 for Seneca. Ball on their own 44-yard line. Sponsors for tonight's game: Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolude Maintenance Center, and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Probert, handoff. Miller, right side, bounces back to the line of scrimmage, gets his legs taken out underneath him again by Ballard. I mean, every single play, Ballard just continues to tackle low against our running backs.
Well, here's the thing, Seth. He's the safety. At some point, do you play action pass and see if you can sneak somebody behind him?
He's so fast, though. I get a little bit. I mean, yeah, he keeps pulling up to play the run, but he's so incredibly fast he can recover and get back there.
Seneca is going a little bit smaller here with Graham and Haynes checking in.
Game sponsors: Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust.
You have to get on the ball quickly here.
We're going to run the option. The pitch is going to go to Miller. Miller's got blocker set up in front of him. He gets to the outside edge. And Miller's still on his feet. Oh, he makes it down the sideline. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller. As they were looking for the holding penalty, nothing is called. The play stands. 52-yard touchdown.
Good job there by the wide receivers, Seth, as it was Hunter Haynes. Blaze Graham on this side came in and blocked, and I think CJ kind of gave up on the play a little bit, thinking he stepped out of bounds, and he went in there for 6.
I gave up on the play. I thought he was out of bounds, so I just put my head down. He was still on his feet. I was watching Hunter Haynes, and he was locked up with his guy. I was waiting for a penalty flag to come in there, and they didn't throw it, so may have gotten away with a little bit of a hold there by Haynes, but that's okay. 2-point conversion attempt coming up for the Indians. Trips to the far side. Miller to the right of Probert. And it's going to be quarterback run to the right side. Probert's trying to get to the edge. He's going to go into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Miller got hit hard on the play fake. And several CJ players slow to get up, as well as Landon Hughes, but he's going to get to his feet as well. 9:22 to go in this one. Seneca now leading 34-7. We're back in 30 seconds.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field as there's 9:22 left in this one. Seneca leading 34-7. I kind of thought tonight, Ben, coming into this one, we'd have a higher scoring affair. Now you take away the 2 fumbles into the end zone for a touchback for the Indians. Indians are looking at, 49 points? Then plus the 2-point conversions that they've missed. You're looking at 49, but I kind of thought CJ was going to, with the way they've been scoring points, have a few more points since we're going to have a high-scoring game similar to the Monette game. Wemboga back deep to receive. It's going to be a spiraling kick that's going to bounce down. Lopez Durham is going to pick up the 24-yard line. He sees a couple defenders coming at him. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
And there's the extra flag. Hunter Haynes has to be careful, but that was an extra shove right in front of that official. And I think CJ is starting to get frustrated because they haven't had a game like this all year, Seth.
That was number 18, Evan Laster, the guilty party for Carl Junction. Ball's placed at the 33-yard line. CJ will have it at that spot, but then they'll have to mark off the 15 yards for personal foul.
So it should be 1st and 10 at about the 17.
Yeah, something like that, Ben. Sponsors for tonight's game, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden.
Oh, I was off by half a yard.
Oh, goodness, Ben. You got to check your math. Bring your calculator out, folks.
Hey, that's mental math. I'm doing all right.
First down and 10 for CJ. Ball thrown 18-yard line. They moved the ball efficiently last drive with the passing plays.
And you have to think that's coming again.
That's going to be play action. Gilbert's got pressure in his face. Pendergraft going to get to him, unable to bring him down. Gilbert going to roll back to the other side, and it's going to be incomplete. Looking to throw back across his body to that's number 31, Williams. That's going to be incomplete.
Right now, Seth, it seems like the best play for this CJ team is when he has to scramble and a kind of a broken play.
But that wasn't so good, Ben. That was not a good play. Incomplete pass. We'll take that all day long. Probert was there on the coverage, too. Got a hand on that one. That's a dangerous pass, thrown back across your body, Coach. Any thoughts on that?
You know, he's rolling out the wrong way. He's right-handed. It's hard to roll left and throw back right. Lucky he didn't get that intercepted.
Back in my day, I could throw a pigskin quarter mile. 2 receivers. There's a penalty flag immediately.
See if there's a false start. They were also down.
They got 13 players.
Oh.
That's why.
It's a little hard to...
They have 6 on the line, and they have 5 in the backfield plus another one. So maybe they have 14, 15 players. They got a lot. So legal substitution. I did that quick counting there, and I thought they had 1 or 2 extra.
Sherwood and Haynes, and now Laughlin trying to get the crowd back involved in this one.
2 receivers on the near side, Lopez and Hanks. Out to the far side is Kelso. Gilbert going to drop back to pass. Throws a quick hitch route. It's covered up by Miller, and then Gilbert's just going to take off and run and fall forward and get a few yards.
Yeah, he was going, like you said, for that quick hitch, and Miller was right there, and he realized it, so he just pulled it down and got what he could. Looks like about 5 yards, so it should be 3rd and 10.
That it is, Ben. That it is.
Hard to believe after tonight, Seth, you got 3 regular season games left, and then hopefully,
wild.
I mean, you're hoping to still have a lot more football after that, but
that is wild. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Play action. Gilbert going to get dropped down to the turf as Jace Renfro comes in with the big quarterback sack on 3rd down. Going to make it 4th down and long.
You just look at him, it almost looks like a straight bull rush from him. It's a nice stunt there. He starts at the left tackle, stunts to the right, and CJ was late picking it up. He beats the tackle, and it's a big loss for CJ.
Loss of 6 on the play, all the way back to the 12-yard line. 4th down and 16 coming up, 8 minutes to go. Gilbert going to punt this one away. Blaze Graham doing the return duties for the Indians.
He has been a very busy man. That's out of
low line drive kick that's going to bounce, and Graham's just going to say, I don't have enough coverage down here. I'm just going to let that roll. Wise decision by that young man. Ball will be down at the 46-yard line. Seneca will be in plus territory on their next possession.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. Seneca on the road next week against a rival, McDonald County. That one is always an interesting one, especially on the road, Seth.
It'll be fun down there in Anderson. Trips to the near side. Probert looking over the defense. Going to run a quarterback keeper to the right side. Trying to get to the edge. He does. There's a lot of CJ players there, and they're just going to take him out of bounds. Almost running into the TV screen here in the near side.
I think he got about a yard for all the running he did.
Ballard tried to get through there. He took on a blocker, and then he tried to get to Probert. He's got a cramp right now, as Ballard has been flying down that alleyway a lot. And we'll step aside as Ballard is tended to.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while spending on overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a faith-based alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to insurance and join CHM today.
And we welcome you back. Seneca looking at a 2nd down and 9 as Ballard gets that cramp worked out, and he heads off to the sideline. Trips to the far side for Seneca. Probert going to fake it. Looking deep downfield. He's got Jude King wide open. He's going to haul it in at the 24-yard line. It's going to be a foot race in the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Jude King as he hauls it in and goes the distance, 45 yards. That young man's been waiting for that all season long.
He starts off on this near side inside. He actually has a couple linebackers that kind of brush him off, not expecting him to go past him. They suck the linebackers up, and that's a beautiful ball from Brody Probert. And it's an easy catch for King. I say easy with a splint on.
Yeah, that's not easy doing it. It's your dominant hand, too, I think.
I think if they get the 2 here, it would be a 35-point game, but you got to get the 2 first.
Probert's going to take it and go into the end zone. I don't like the let-up right there he did right as he reached the end zone. That's when injuries occur, but he does get in for the 2-point conversion, making the score now your Seneca Indians in the lead 42-7 with 7:21 to go here in the 4th quarter. We'll be back.
Amory Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amory Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
And we welcome you back in here. 7:21 to go in the 4th quarter. Coach Durbin's already making his way down here into the press box. He's going to head down to the sideline. That we were just talking there at the break, and Coach said you couldn't have put that ball in there any softer. That was a well-placed ball by Brody Probert, and Jude King, just coming out of his cast, his hard cast this last week, still has a splint on. You got to lay it in there with some ease in order for him to be able to catch it. Did a great job, and just a foot race to the end zone, got his first varsity score of 2025.
Not only varsity score, I think that's his first catch of the year as well.
Yes, yeah. Sherbert's going to give a spiraling kick that's going to bounce down when Boga drops it, and Lopez Derman's going to pick it up, trying to go to the far side. He's going to run into a couple different defenders, and he's going to take Laughlin with him as well as a couple other guys. It'll be 1st down and 10 at about the 34. That seems to be a consistent spot for CJ is the 34-yard line. Kind of odd.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO 917 Sports. Seneca softball at home next Tuesday and Thursday to finish the regular season. And then districts are in Cassville the week after, starting on Wednesday the 15th.
Clock will start, and it has
already started.
Yes, it has already started, and it's going to continue to run.
Unless CJ can find a way to get some points.
I think it was 7:09 on that clock whenever they started it. Gilbert play action, looking for the deep ball, and Jace Renfro is going to get back there again.
Well, I think it was Pendergraph and Crane made him go up in the pocket, and then Renfro was the recipient of the quarterback just being right in his lap.
Renfro has 3 sacks on the night and a fumble recovery, and has done a good job on that offensive line.
And Seneca's going to bring in their second-team linemen at least. Their linebackers and safeties are still first-teamers, but the second-string defensive line has come in for the Indians.
Gilbert going to hand it off to Lopez Derman. I'm sure you get the first stringers out of there, you're going to go right to attack your run game, what they want to do. And Hunter Haynes rolls out of it. I thought maybe for a second he was injured, but he's going to pop up off the turf and be okay. Ball placed at the 39.
Now Sherwood and Graham check out. Hunter Haynes is kind of one of the only first stringers still left in there for the Indians at the moment.
3rd down and 4 after the 7-yard pickup.
And Probert's still, the linebackers are still the main guys for Seneca too.
Kelso split out to the near side. They're going to run the option. It's going to be a pitch to Lopez Durman. He makes one guy miss, and Hunter Haynes going to take his knee down. You just watch Hunter Haynes on that tackle. That was a textbook open field tackle. You see him break down, go low, and get the running back's knees as the injured player is number 3, Cade Kelso. He's going to hop up. It'll be a first down and 10 at the 48. But back to Hunter Haynes'
and
tackle.
I think CJ actually called a timeout, Seth. But you can continue.
They do call a timeout. We'll step aside. 5:01 left here in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians! Hottle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Hottle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HottleSpringsChurchofChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer.
First down and 10 for Carl Junction here. 5:01 to go. Handoff's going to go to the first guy through. That's going to be number 32, as CJ has subbed out their guys as well for the most part. And that's going to be handoff to Harms. Owens on the stop for Seneca. So 32 Harms on the carry up to the 45-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, second down and 3. Other guy subbing in now for the Indians.
Yeah, Seneca, Blaze Graham now checks out for Seneca. So I think you fully have, well, Brant Laughlin's still in there at linebacker, safety, whatever, but everybody else is second team for Seneca.
Send a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to number 32 again. Harms is going to have a good chunk of yardage on that carry. Up to about the 35-yard line, a 10-yard pickup. First down and 10 from the 35. 4 minutes to go in this one with the running clock. I'd like to see these guys coming in right now and get a nice little stop. First down and 10 for CJ. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Brant Laughlin checks out as well. Coming in is Jackson Garcia. Keeping Silas Ball in there at the middle linebacker. You see Dawson Manley in there as well at linebacker. Handoff's going to go to Harms once again. And they're going to say he's down at about the 31-yard line. Side ball on the stop. 3-yard pickup, second down and 7. Second down and, we'll say they got it up to the 31-yard line, so second down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup. Handoff's going to go to Harms once again. Side ball on the stop. Good stop by Silas Ball. And they're going to say his forward progress gets him up to about the 26. He's going to be a yard short of the first down. Make it third down and 1. So right now they're just doing straight dive plays. And they're getting up good chunks of yardage. Under 3 minutes to go in this one.
Ball now checks out for Seneca.
Hopefully Kai Adams' wrist is okay. He's got that splint on it. I think he was going to try to give it a go. But the coaches say, well, we're up 26-0 at that point. We'll just let you sit this one out the rest of the way.
There's no need for it at that point.
High snap as Harms is going to get another handoff. Coming up to make the play is number 88, Paxton Ray. Enough for the first down. Also Dawson Manley in there. Saw Paxton Ray play a few weeks ago in the JV game. He was coming off that defensive end position. He was causing all kinds of havoc in the backfield. Just a really good job by that young man. He's in there tonight getting some Friday night action. Ball placed at the 23-yard line, a 3-yard pickup. First down and 10.
Seth, good to see the bomb squad getting some action on a Friday night for the second week in a row.
CJ subbing some guys in as well.
Late shift.
And it's going to go to Harms again. Manley trying to bring him down. Finally able to bring him down with Ray. Paxton Ray there as well at the 21. 2-yard pickup. Under 1:30 to go in this one on the next snap.
We'll see what CJ does here if they try and some point try and put the ball on the air. I mean, this whole drive has been dive play after dive play. And why not with the way it's been successful?
2nd down and 8 coming up. High snap once again. Harms is going to get the handoff. There's 3 Seneca defenders that play. Got through their blockers and just looking around, finding somebody to tackle. 3 of them. It was kind of like it happened in slow motion. They all came free like, where's he at? We're here. Where is he? Number 20 in there also is Rush Crane making the play. Ball placed at about the 17-yard line, I believe. A 4-yard pickup, 3rd down and 4. Again, right now, I don't know if these two square off on Monday night or not, but right now, CJ's just going straight dive plays, and they're eating up good chunks of yardage. This will probably be the last play of the game. Going to send a man in motion, high snap. He bobbled a little bit, and he's going to be wrapped up, immediately brought down by Rush Crane. Oh, excuse me. That's number 50 coming in there to make the play. That is Taven Van Story.
And we'll see if CJ bothers snapping the ball here.
All the way back to the 24-yard line. 4th down and long.
And I don't think they're going to bother snapping it here, Seth.
A loss of 7 on the play. Final score tonight, 42-7 in favor of your Indians. Make sure to stick around the postgame show because that's going to follow this break.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians! The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options, including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
For sure.
And we welcome you back as Seneca 42-7 win here this evening. Coach Harbaugh just waiting to find our player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic, and he is walking towards Coach Harbaugh right now.
Yeah, Jude King, or not King, what are you talking about? I'm thinking about the touchdown Jude made. Anyway, we got Hunter Haynes here. Hunter, great game tonight, especially, we talk about this all the time. You coming down from the safety position, I mean, you are such a run-stop machine.
Yes, sir. There were actually a few times I screwed it. I didn't get in the right formation. I didn't get in the right spot. I missed that tackle on that touchdown. I put that on myself. I need to get better at that.
Well, you make so many tackles, you probably lead the team just in tackles. Do they ever keep stats? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm second on the team in tackles.
Yeah, I know. And from the safety position, and probably close to tackles for loss as well. Also, good kickoff return. You almost broke that one.
Yeah, I try to get kickoff returns to be my main thing. If they kick me the ball, I want them to regret it.
Yeah. And what about the two catches for some 90-some yards tonight?
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. It wasn't a very good defense. They were man on us. Press man, so we cracked him, and I ran.
Probably up there trying to stop the run, which they couldn't do, and we just went over the top.
Yeah, if they're gonna press us, we're just gonna throw it deep, throw it short. We're gonna throw it all over the place, hit him in the mouth.
Okay, well, I'm gonna send it back to the Hunter Haynes, player of the game.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. That's Hunter Haynes, player of the game tonight, and he's got his T-shirt down there with him. We're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have more postgame show for you. Postgame show sponsors, Carter College and the Seneca School District.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the four-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
The Roper Kia Four-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the four states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia Four-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
And we welcome back into the postgame show here. I'm joined by the head coach of the Seneca Indians. He got up here in a hurry tonight, folks. Coach Cody Hilurn, first off, congratulations. Another win for you tonight here at home in front of this big crowd on youth night.
Yeah, that was a great atmosphere. I told our kids very few places does a non-conference game on week 6 look like that. So we're happy to play in Seneca, that's for sure.
And you look at across the way too. Carl Junction traveled heavy. They had a 4-1 team coming in tonight. You guys had your handful against this Class 4 team.
Yeah, that's a good football team, a good offensive line, defensive line. They were so similar to us, and then they come out and they do some things differently defensively than what we planned for. And really loaded the box. That's the heaviest box we've seen all year. So we kind of had to battle that first half. Good thing we made some plays on the perimeter. Receivers did a good job of going and getting open. Brody threw the ball well. And then we were able to make some corrections at halftime and get our run game going.
You talk about coming out with that defensive look that was a little bit different. 4 defensive linemen, 2 outside linebackers walking up to make it look like a 6-man front. You guys typically only have, 6 guys up there in the line of scrimmage, so it's basically hat on hat almost type of blocking. Then you guys made that adjustment after half, going trips and twins out to the far side.
Yeah, they were out to stop the run, and I would be too. And there's 2 different ways to look at that. You can go attack in the passing game and spread them out. We did both. I think we were able to spread them out and get some one-on-ones, and our receivers went and won those. And then once we lightened that box just a little bit, we were able to get back into our run game.
Talking about that guy from CJ Ballard, he was the free safety playing about 7-8 yards off the ball. It seemed like almost having 10 guys in the box, and time again, he was the one guy you guys usually talk about leaving one guy unaccounted for on the defensive side. He was able to come up and make some plays time and time again, taking your guys' running back, quarterback's knees out by just diving at him and making that play.
Yeah, that kid's a really good athlete. Actually played college football with his dad. His dad was a tremendous athlete, tremendous person. But anyway, we talked all week that he was going to make some plays, but we talked all week about delivering body blows and body shots and just death by paper cuts. And we knew he was going to make plays, but very often safeties don't want to do that for 4 quarters. And it's hard to do with, we got a 205-pound running back and a 200-pound running back and a quarterback. And that's hard to do for 4 quarters. And I think there in the 4th quarter, we kind of see the results of that.
Yeah, we saw that one of those drives you had there in that 3rd and 4th quarter, a 6-play drive, and granted, one of them in a fumble, but you started on your own 20, your own 17-yard line. You guys made good track down the field, and you can just kind of see it wearing on their defensive front over time. It just they had nothing left to give.
Yeah, they started to rotate a lot of guys right there. Early on, man, they were giving us fits. Obviously, we don't go 3 and out very often. We come out right off the bat and go 3 and out. That's not what we want to do, put our defense in a bad spot, but we knew that was coming. I mean, we saw it on tape, and they were good and have done a really good job of stopping the run. So I think that was a good mid-year test for us.
About the only negative to take away from the offensive performance, 2 fumbles in the end zone for a touchback tonight, leaving basically 12 to 14 points out there on the field. How you guys address that as a coaching staff going forward?
I told our kids they refuse to want to make it easy, I guess. I don't know. I'll never again in my life say we needed more adversity in a season like I did last year, because I've got plenty of it. I'm ready to go back the other way, I think. But no, I talked about that before the game. I told them, man, we got to limit self-inflicted wounds. And I don't know that when fumbling twice in the end zone, we had several penalties again. But then I left them with, if it happens, don't flinch.
All right.
Don't flinch. And I thought in a couple games early in the year we flinched. Tonight we did not. You saw us rally after bad things happen, and that's what we want to see.
Well, you're talking about those bad things happening, the adversity that you had. At one point you guys were looking at a 2nd and 25. What do you do? Come out with one play later. Blaze Graham has that out route, that corner route wide open, able to get 35, 40 yards on that one play back right there. And you guys never really lost that type of just that gel, that continuity that keeps them together and able to come out of a hole like that.
Yeah, we rep that stuff on Wednesdays in a team pass period in a bad situation. We're 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, and for one, what are they going to give us on defense when we're in those situations? And then us being able to execute when we're off rhythm, when we're not where we want to be with the down and distance. And I told them, man, that's huge. Situational football is huge. You got to be able to convert on 4th and 1. And when you get in those 3rd and long, 4th and long situations, you got to have some stuff you can go to and make plays.
You had a team that comes in tonight with CJ's offense. They're averaging right around 50 points a game coming into tonight's game, I believe. Somewhere up in that echelon of 40 to 50-point range. And you guys hold them to 7 points, and their only scores late in the game. Even Hunter Haynes took it upon himself a while ago saying, man, I can't believe I let that guy score. I blew an assignment there. I can't. That's on me. I got to correct that type of mentality. But defensively you guys came out ready to play tonight.
Hey, I was really proud of our defense. The last 2 weeks we've been back to being who we want to be on the defensive side. But Hunter's correct. Like our kids understand that, and that's through our preparation. When we don't do what we want to do, it frustrates them because everybody's got a job on every single play. And Coach Crane in pregame, I heard him talking to our defense about on those fits, if it's handed off, here's who's got to make the play. If the quarterback pulls it, here's who's got to make the play. If they take it to pitch, here's who's got to make the play. And we got to do it 100% of the time. And our kids take it personally when we break down like that. So I love hearing our kids say that.
And we had Hunter. I broke down a play. It was right here about the 47, 48-yard line. Whenever Hunter came up to make the play, he broke down. You saw him get low. Lopez is a low physical back that's going to try to run you over. He got down even lower, got a hold of his leg, kept him from getting an extra yardage. He did a good job. Your guys have just the good form tackles out there in the open field to make those plays.
Yeah, that may be one of the better running backs we see all year. That kid is tough to tackle. We've seen it on film, how many tackles he's been able to break, and they have the luxury of him being a one-way player. And I told Roman, I can't imagine if you got to come over here and set for a while and stay fresh instead of running down on kickoff and snap our PATs and all those things. So, no, he's really good, and I think for the most part our defense did a great job of corralling him.
I can't go without saying tonight, Jude King just got that cast off this week, has that splint off. You send him on a go route. Brody just lays that ball beautifully in there for him, and he has a foot race, and he beats everybody to the end zone. How exciting is it for that young man to be able to get that touch tonight?
The work the kid's done to get to where he is, he stuck with it till his senior year, and he's out there, and we're hard on him because we expect more and more each week, and he's had to battle the wrist, obviously, and then he had a back issue and all these things, and he had to block his butt off tonight against two really good defensive ends, and there at the end they were essentially not honoring him at all. And actually Coach Durb did a great job. He said, hey, it's there if we want it, and what a great time to utilize it. And I said, heck yeah, man, let's give it a shot.
No, there's not a whole lot of things we'd like to talk about as far as injury-wise, but we saw Kai go down, thought maybe it was a stinger, then they wrap up his wrist pretty tight with a splint. Any word on him, what he's looking at, maybe a sprained wrist? Or?
Yeah, we're hoping for the best. We're going to send him for an X-ray tonight, and, hopefully if it is broke, it's one of those things we can throw a cast on it and we get him right back out there on Friday night. So we're going to be optimistic with it.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach, for joining us tonight again. Congratulations on another victory here at home.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll take another break. We come back, we'll have the post-game show for you, run through some stats right after this.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Amry Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amry Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. In baseball, even when a player strikes out, he still approaches his next at-bat thinking that he will get a hit. Just like baseball players, we are sometimes going to strike out in our walk of faith. But when we sin, it's important to get back out there and follow Jesus daily. No batter deliberately embraces the strikeout, so why would we deliberately embrace disobedience? Followers of Jesus live with a desire to obey. The Bible says God has called us to live holy lives, not impure lives. Even though we will slip up as we place our faith in Jesus, we know we are given grace and forgiveness. The Bible also says if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. Today, let's live holy lives, chasing after obedience and resting in God's grace when we do strike out. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back in here to the postgame show. Your postgame show sponsors Crowder College and the Seneca School District. Looking through some stats from tonight's game. Prober on the night, 10 passing attempts. Looks like he completed 5 of them. Yeah, looks right at it. 6 of them maybe on the night. For some reason, I've got to fix my Excel spreadsheet, but completed 6 of them on the night, it looks like, for 194 yards. Miller on the ground, 18 carries, 172 yards. Prober on the ground, 21 carries, 206 yards. Blaze Graham had 1 carry for 14 yards. Graham had 2 receptions for 58 yards. Adams had 1 for -1. Hunter Haynes had 2 receptions for 92 yards, and Jude King had 1 reception, 45 yards, and a tutty.
That's not a bad night at the office.
Nope, so 392 total rushing yards tonight, 194 passing yards, making a total of 586 total yards on the night for the Seneca Indian offense. Flipping over on the defensive side, seeing what Seneca defense was able to hold Carl Junction to tonight. And my completion percentage is probably not correct on that one. I'll have to fix that one a little bit later. 25 attempts tonight for Gilbert, 153 yards. Lopez Derman had 14 rushing attempts for 53 yards. Diskin had 1 rushing attempt for -7. Gilbert had 7 rushing attempts for a net of -8 because of the quarterback sacks. Lopez, number 26, Lopez had 1 rushing attempt for -4. Number 32, Harms had 7 rushing attempts for 35 yards, so 153 through the air, 69 total yards on the ground, 222 total for Carl Junction tonight in the offense. Looking at some other stats for you tonight. Seneca 6 penalties for 60 yards. Carl Junction 7 penalties for 65 yards. 6 of those coming in the second half for Carl Junction. They had an unsportsmanlike, a face mask, and a personal foul for 45 yards right there off the bat for Carl Junction. Seneca running 50 plays of total offense tonight, 20 minutes, 56 seconds, time of possession. Carl Junction 57 plays tonight, 27 minutes, time of possession. We're going to take a break. We'll jump into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, right after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or therapists can help you get back in the game. Now, let's go back live to the stadium for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
And welcome into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Running through the Big 8 Conference tonight, Monette all over East Newton, 58-20. That's in the fourth quarter. Cassville just gets by Mount Vernon tonight, 39-28. Mount Vernon making a little bit of noise now as the season progressed. They got a win last week against Lamar and had a good game against Cassville. Seneca, again, victorious tonight over Carl Junction, 42-7. Nevada over Lamar, 27-7 in the Silver Tiger Bowl. McDonald County escaping with a 21-14 win over Aurora.
In the COC, that seems to be where all the close games were tonight. Neosho finally pulling away from Willard, 48-27 in the fourth quarter. Republic sneaks by Webb City, 27-21. Not only COC West implications, that also has district implications, as Republic, Webb City, Carthage, all in the same district. Lebanon over Ozark, 56-28. Glendale blanks Waynesville, 34-0. Carthage beats Joplin, 28-21. And Nixa beats Kickapoo, 56-7.
Moving on down to the Ozark Mountain Conference. West Plains having no problem with Bolivar tonight, 35-12. Logan Rogersville continues their winning ways, 55-13 over Hillcrest. And Branson over Marshfield, 49-18.
The Mid-Lakes Conference, maybe the surprise of the year, Seth. Springfield Catholic improves to 6-0 with a 36-15 win over Fairgrove.
That is a big win over Fairgrove.
And Forsyth beats Reed Spring, 41-14.
Moving over to the Southwest Conference, Lighthouse over Diamond, 21-13. Stockton over Sherwood, 33-28. And Sarcoxy defeating Miller tonight. That's a little bit of an upset there, 28-22.
And we don't have any 8-man or independent scores, so we'll breeze by those.
I've got a Lockwood score there.
Okay, go ahead.
Lockwood leading Liberal first quarter score 6-0. And we're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have the Oklahoma and Kansas scores for you right after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
And we welcome you back into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Moving over to Oklahoma, only scored there tonight. Jay over Sequoia, 36-17.
Now we move over to Kansas. The SEK Frontenac beats Parsons, 28-14, and there are a bunch of CNC scores.
Bunch of CNC scores. They got Columbus over Baxter Springs. That's a close one, 15-14. Columbus in front of Baxter Springs. That's the fourth quarter score. St. Mary's Colgan all over Uniontown tonight, shutting them out 55-0. That's in the third quarter. Girard over Iola, 41-7. That's a final. And Riverton over Galena tonight, 24-0. That's going to do it for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Special thank you to Landon Reiser, our cameraman tonight, as he did a great job. Maybe he tracked that Roman Miller carry down the sideline where he got in from 40-something yards out tonight. I gave up on that play, but I don't think Landon did. But we want to thank him for keeping you right on the action tonight. So for Landon, Ben Wolcott, Daryl Harbaugh, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium in the Valley. Again, your Indians victorious tonight by a score of 42-7. Join us next week as we'll travel to Anderson to take on the McDonald County Mustangs here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or a therapist can help you get back in the game. Join us again after the game next week as we will once again bring you all the latest scores right here on the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.